But yeah, with all Hi guys. So yeah, my love language is headbutts. So hi everybody, welcome back to Dinner and a Game. How y'all doing? Hope everyone had a good week so far. I know it's only Wednesday, but you know what that means? We're halfway done. We're almost there. We just gotta kind of fight our way through. Hey Fox.
Fox Rider!
Dun dun dun! So, tonight is Wednesday night, and on Wednesday night, here at Dinner and a Game, we play D&D! And tonight we're playing Kingdoms of Mist. Oh boy. And the trademark strikes come in already. We play D&D. Tonight is our D&D 5e homebrew game, which is based on a world I created that is my version... What was that? Oh, okay. I was like, I hear music, but I hadn't hit the play button yet. I'm assuming Rome hit the play button.
I didn't touch anything.
Holy shit, my computer's haunted. But anyway, yes, we play D&D, and Kingdoms of Mist is a game I created because I wanted Treasure Planet, but I wanted fantasy instead of sci-fi. So I made this world, and my incredible players are helping me populate it. How are you guys doing this week?
Good.
I'm alive.
Alive?
Yeah.
Well, our two gentlemen from our sister channel, Obliviously Adventurous, are both very quiet tonight, so I'm going to put them on the spot. How are you guys doing?
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm alive.
Literally just answered that question. So.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the type of excitement you all live for.
I expended my bardic inspiration for that much energy.
So, what's on the agenda for OA this week? What have you guys been playing?
It's actually just been a satisfactory grind for the most part, which I'm going to end up redoing my OCD and my base anyway because the big patch drops the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to start over. So that's kind of all for naught and playing with fissionable materials for no reason at this point. Seeing how far I can shoot myself across the map.
Yep.
Oh, damn. That sounds fun.
Hypertubes.
Yep. And for those of you guys who don't know, Oblivious Adventurous is another gaming channel. They play video games during the week. Rome plays lots of different games, and currently it's Satisfactory, which is kind of a sci-fi resource gathering and environmental game because there is environmental hazards within it.
Essentially.
Huh?
It's a 3D version of Factorio, like
Gotcha.
OCD conveyor belt madness.
Yep. It looks amazing. I watch him play it almost every single day while I'm sitting here at work.
Nice.
But yeah. So and also they have their own D&D campaign, which I do believe is getting ready to wrap up
By the end of the year.
Yeah.
end of the year. Yeah, that's
I
not too much longer.
don't think it's going to be the end of the year.
You think it's gonna run over?
Oh yeah. I mean, we've got the holidays, so that's 3 weeks that are going to be kind of on hiatus. And we've still got one more general and finding the final boss and then defeating the final boss. I feel we're going to run probably end of January, maybe end of February.
I don't think we'll get
Just with the amount of content shit that we still have left to find. I know, Rome. I know.
Yeah.
If we go past the first, I'm just gonna grab your bag and double bag the entire group in the astral plane.
I mean,
Just skadoosh. The party's dead.
We
made it to level 19.
we're out.
Everybody-
And it'll be you can change the stream's name to you can change the stream's name to Unglorious Endings. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. Oh, and who are you guys playing tonight?
This other bag doesn't give me a bag more space. Like, be a thing Rome would do.
It technically gives you more space.
Yeah.
All the space you'd ever need in the ethereal
So-
plane.
we play twin orc brothers. I am Grompog, the grumpy fuck, and that is Sugach, the quiet potato man.
Quiet Potato Man.
Quiet
I'll go for
potato
that.
man.
He is the
That's
potato
going in the
ninja.
notes.
That is for sure. All right, excellent. Thank you guys very much. Rob, So Rob is displayed a new skill tonight to us while we were doing the pre-show. Rob creates content over on TikTok. He's also a member of another stream, which we were very, very proud to host for a while, and that is the Lab Experiments in Gaming. And Rob is a cosplayer as well, and he has his own TikTok, which is all available in Rob's link tree in the chat right now. Also, thank you very much, Ushnats. But Rob also displayed tonight that he can hand make bows.
I can't. Fun side
We
project.
need to talk, sir.
That is a
Like,
hand formed bow right
That
there.
is something that I've definitely wanted to learn.
He's also got handmade arrows, and we discovered one more thing about Rob. He can take a lot of time and make something very straight.
But we're still not sure if I am.
A mystery. It's a mystery for the ages, or at least
he's a little bent, you know.
a little bent.
He's a little bendy, you know.
I like to go every way.
A little swervy. Little swervy.
Well, as long as the arrows are straight, we don't care what you are, sir.
But yes, RJ, we can definitely talk. I'm currently learning flint knapping, so that's a fun skill that I would love to like do. But yeah, I can teach you bow making, and you have access to way better bows in America. Not sure about you live in Florida?
Nope, he is over in Oregon.
Oregon.
No.
Okay.
No,
Sorry.
I'm not. Thank you, sir. But
No, sorry, he's in California.
I'm-
Cali.
California.
I'm
Okay,
in the
okay.
even more fucked up state. Like,
I
let's be
wasn't
real
sure. I always
here.
get Florida and California mixed up because I'm terrible.
Because I'm
The
terrible.
amount of crazies per capita is pretty close.
But yeah,
That
so-
you're not wrong.
Okay. Hey Frost, how you doing? So did Rob freeze?
Damn, Frost.
Oh, he's
everybody's freezing.
I mean,
You're freezing.
It was just you for us.
Oh, I had everybody go. Okay.
yeah.
But, I mean, if it is
Ta-da.
it's gonna happen.
So Rob, who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Aeom. I'm a monk and a fighter, and I just took my level 2 in fighter. So, you know, fun things. Action Surge, which Grandpa taught me about, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that was a great scene.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Dun dun dun. And speaking of how it's going, Sphinx, how you going? Sphinx, can you hear me?
I'm going
Okay.
all right. You know,
I was like,
it's-
man, everything's going weird.
Yes.
But so Sphinx,
Oh man, I'm doing all right.
good. Are you still the hardest working man in streaming?
As far as I know,
How many streams are you on right now? Just rough count. You don't have to name them all just yet.
including this one,
Yep.
I'm on 5.
Jesus.
Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hardest working man in streaming, and he's in a show on Tuesday nights with one of the hardest working women in streaming, M. But tonight he's here to play some D&D. And who will you be playing tonight in this D&D game?
I am playing Valestein Okal, a Kalishtar bard and sorcerer,
Yeah, excellent. Thank you very much.
and an adopted dad.
Yes, and speaking of
So-
adoptions,
Sorry, side note. How's your bonsai?
how is your bonsai?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I love how he's got like a 3 to
She is
4
doing
second
quite
delay.
nicely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Aww.
Dun dun dun.
Nice.
It looks like a tree ant.
So what
It's
is
like a
starting
it
mini-
kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like a mini for a tree ant because it's got the 2 arms.
What species is it of tree?
It's a dwarf jade.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea what that means, but it sounds cool.
I mostly just know.
It's
what
very
what trees
cool.
make bows, so.
Yeah, gotcha.
Ah, yeah, they're very much a species that holds water very well, so I don't have to water it so much. And they're very bendy, so it's going to make it really, really easy to train it to curve and do all the things.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Excellent. And Milagros, good day to you.
Yes.
How have you been?
I've been alright.
How's the
It's,
writing coming? How's the NaNoWriMo going?
Nano's going very good. I hit 60K today.
Jeez.
I haven't updated my word count yet because I also count my notes for this stuff. Just anything that I write that's not for school, which means I don't count the short stories that I do write. Like I'm studying writing, and I don't count any of that. And I'm looking at the calendar. We're getting close to finals, so I'm checking in with all my professors to see what they expect of us because everybody's kind of dying. And I have a favorite professor right now because she met with us on Zoom and she was like, "Okay, your final project, just 10 pages of whatever the fuck." She's like, "There's no rubric. It can be nonfiction. It could be fiction. It could be research. Just give me 10 pages of something, double space, 12-point font, and you pass." Like, I know you guys are dying right now. So,
A professor with mercy. That is a rare thing.
yeah, that was very nice of her. The class is, it's a topic literature class on immigrant and refugee writing, and she herself is an immigrant from Nigeria.
Mhm.
And I think one of the reasons she's going so easy on us is because our class has great discussions. Like we will almost go overtime every single time we meet because we're also engaged with the material. So I think she decided to go easy on us because clearly we care. But by December 13th, we're going to be dying. So she was nice, and that's kind of one less thing for me to worry about because I still have 4 classes that all have a final due on the same day.
Oh yeah.
So
well, we will put out good thoughts and think good things for you. Who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Utopia Okal, formerly Aster, a level 8 Azmir Paladin. I'm not dual classing because I barely understand how the classes work.
And I tell you, Paladins is one of those classes you can mainline all the way through and still be powerful as all hell. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about that in the slightest.
Yes. So, adopted daughter of Valestein Okal.
Dun, dun, dun. Daddy Okal.
Just trying to stay alive at this point. She hasn't emotionally processed anything that's happened in like, the last couple months.
Lots of trauma.
So much trauma.
You know, it's an RPG though. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's all
she's
about
thriving. She's great. She's doing great.
She's growing by leaps and bounds.
She is.
So, and I am Ray. I am the GM for this fiasco, and I am the founder of the Feast at Dinner and a Game. And at Dinner and a Game, we are doing a lot of neat stuff. Number one, we have several different prizes that we're doing right now. First off, we have... So first off, we have a new prize that we're doing this week. We are giving away a mini at the break of every show. And I was getting folks to try and vote on the minis in our Discord, but we got like 2 people voting on average. So I decided to do it a different way. And this week at the break, we're going to give away 1 mini from this set. Now, this is the Queen's Web Underworld set from Arch Villain Games. This set is insane. It's a drow set, and it has some incredible minis on it, and it's got a lot of insane detail. I've shown the guys some minis. They're amazing. But what we're doing is the minis down in front, the 2 minis in the back, I'm ordering my new printer, but I do not have a printer big enough to print those 2 giant beasties. So I'm only going to do the ones in front. There are 24 minis for the ones in front. There's 26 minis total on the set, counting the 2 big ones. The actual Dark Elf Matriarch on the throne is actually enough pieces that I can print her out individually, so that's fine. But everything else, I'm rolling 2D... Am I down to a D20 yet? Hang on a second. Yes, I can roll a D20 now. I'm going to roll a D20. I have them in an Excel sheet, and I'm going to roll a D20, and we will determine which one randomly we're going to give away. Now, we've already given away 4 different minis out of the set, so I'm making sure we don't give away duplicates. So we're going to go ahead and roll that when we go to break, and when we come back from break, we will be selecting the winner. So you guys have to be here through the break at least to win the mini. Now, we also are doing several other giveaways. First off, For our folks who follow us over on TikTok, they already know this very, very well because I posted a billion videos on it. We're trying to hit that 1,000 goal mark on TikTok. We're at 800 and something right now. But when we hit 1,000, we are giving away this beastie. This is the Wizard's Tower. This is from Dragonlock Miniatures, and this is a 3D printed Wizard's Tower that I printed out. It comes with all 4 levels. It's about 11 inches tall. It's 9.5 inches wide. It is got a door that opens in the bottom there. There's a hatch that opens in the top floor. Every single one of these pieces breaks down, and you can put all of it into a small box to carry around or store. And you can assemble it any way you want to. You can assemble it with 1 level, 2 levels, 3 levels, and all the pieces interlock and hold together. The floors can be lifted off individually, so you can set them aside as you go through different levels in the tower. And it comes with stairs for every single level, except I did not have a ladder for the roof. I'll print a ladder out. I think I have a ladder. It has, I'll include the ladder in this, but everything is included in this, and we will give it away to one person when we hit 1,000 followers on TikTok. Now, speaking of followers, if you follow us here, you're automatically entered to win this set. This is the D&D Special Edition boxed set. This is a set of D&D books, the core books, Player's Guide, Monster's Manual, DMG, and it has the DM screen, and it comes in that black slipcover. But these are foil cover books, so they're not the standard-ish covers. They have the sheen to them. They have the foil printing on them, and they look different than other books. So if you choose to use these as your main books and you take them to the game store, you will definitely be able to tell them apart from everyone else's, unless they have one of these too. But we're going to give that away when we hit 1,000 followers here on Twitch, and oddly enough, we got rated the other night, and we picked up a shite ton of followers. We're at 627 now. We picked up, I think, 12 followers last night. It was amazing, and we got a bunch of subs, so it was incredible, and thank you guys so much for rating us. That was insane. But, the plotter can't do 100 millimeters yet? Yeah, but I have got the one... And the tower is mine. The tower is a mimic? That would be... Yeah. Has anyone seen the artwork of the tall sailing ship that's a mimic? As it's chasing down another boat. It's a 3-master. It's chasing another boat.
I like that.
Oh, yes, you need to do that, Fox Rider. All right, so tonight we're playing Kingdoms of Mist. And last week when we left off, our players had agreed to try and find out what had happened to an area called the Dark Wood. They're in a city in Trask in the northern reach, which is a mountain chain in the northern portion of the planet Elatris. They had just escaped the capital of Ayla, which had been taken over by a host of creatures. Some from the Nine Hells, some from the Abyss, some from the Plane of Shadow, some from the Feywild. It had just been overrun by creatures from other places. And the city itself was falling. There was only pockets of resistance and pockets of survivors. They found a pocket of survivors. They got them out of the city via magical means, and they escaped to the Aster Estate, the Aster Hunting Lodge, which was up here in the Northern Reach. And they basically went thousands of miles in the blink of an eye. They got the people out, though, and they got them back down into Trask, which is the nearest city, which was only a few hours' walk from the hunting lodge. The adventurers were questioned by Lord Trask and his wife and his council. They actually went to dinner with them and are questioned at dinner. Lord Trask granted all the people that escaped asylum as long as these adventurers would help him by going out and seeing what had happened, because there's an area called the Dark Wood, which was normally just a decently small area of wooded area near the end of the valley where the river goes out through the mountain pass. It had exploded in size, exponentially exploded in size. And things were actually leaving the Dark Wood and coming into the valley itself, and these things were thought to be responsible for many attacks and, unfortunately, missing children. And the people were getting very disturbed, and Lord Trask had sent 2 different groups to go see what was going on, and neither one of the groups came back. So he is asking these adventurers to take this on, but in turn, he is granting them asylum. And the adventurers helped make him understand the plight of the other refugees that had come from the city of Alo as it fell to take shelter here. Those refugees were basically and they're refugees from the countryside, from all the creatures from the Dark Wood that were attacking the farmsteads out in the countryside. Those people had all come back to the city, so it was a large refugee camp in a park in the city. And Lord Trask had agreed to basically turn that park into into housing for those refugees for the winter, because they are up in the mountains and it does get bitterly cold in the winter up here. So that's kind of where we left off. You guys had actually left after you gotten your supplies. You left Lord Trask, the city of Trask, and you went back to the hunting lodge, which you're going to set up as your home base operations. And as you went out there was a farm near the hunting lodge that had not had its grain harvested. You guys were part of a team that escorted and guarded a team as they harvested the grain, and they took that back with them. So you got the city some more reserve supplies by doing that. And I think, Grandpa, you gave them all that meat, didn't you?
Not all of it,
but a good chunk of it.
But they took a good help of.
Yeah.
I mean, we killed 2 large bull elk. At the end of the day,
you had hundreds of pounds of meat.
Probably take 900 pounds, and we'd still probably have fucking fresh meat. So
yeah.
But yeah, I gave them a shit ton of food.
Hello, Niffle. All right, so at this point, you guys, I think everyone had packed up to leave, and that's kind of where we left off. You guys were settling. I think you settled in for the night. Did you guys go ahead and do we say you already took your long rest?
Yes.
Okay, so we're coming up on dawn the next day. There is no one there with you. They didn't leave a guard with you, did they?
So we set out. So we ended session.
Mm-hmm.
We already set out and got to the edge of the wood.
Yeah, we basically ended within sight of the Dark Wood.
Right, because you went through the natural forest. It was it was about what I say, about an hour's walk or so. As you trekked through the forest,
like that.
Yeah, and
we went far enough away that if we tried to summon the Agatha, it would. To try and see if we can get her to help guide us through. So, but we didn't want to do it where the trolls were laying, and we also caved in part of the manor over the portal for the well.
All right. So the basic situation is you came up onto this and you found the edge of the Dark Wood. There was literally a break between the forest, the natural forest, and the Dark Wood, where the natural forest is just a large pine forest, because I'm not going to try and say coniferous, because I always say carnivorous. All right. But anyway, this pine forest, as you come up through, there's a break, and on the other side of the break, and the break is just full of dead trees, and the grass is basically dying. And on the other side of the break, there is this scraggly quagmire of different types of trees and bushes. And the one thing you discovered right away was that the undergrowth in this forest is so dense that you're going to have to cut trails to get through it. So that was kind of where we left off. You were trying to figure out what you were going to do to try and actually get into the Dark Wood, because it's just packed.
Wasn't somebody about to burn it down?
I was actually.
Yeah.
You're going to burn down the whole freaking thing.
My thought was not maybe not the whole thing, but like burn like a nice path forward. I was thinking of using burning hands to do that.
So you want to try it?
Or firebolt even.
Yeah, I was gonna say Burning Hands is a first level spell, isn't it? So you use a spell slot.
It's a first level spell, yeah. So I'm gonna try it with firebolt.
All right. So
it's firebolt's a cantrip.
Gotcha. So you start by blasting out. And how many? You have 2 firebolts now, right? Or wait, do you still have 1 because of your levels? Because it goes off of caster level. So It's those weird rules for
No,
dual
only-
classing.
the damage increases. The damage increases for firebolt, but it does not. I don't get a second firebolt.
Okay, I thought you got more bolts, and that's why the damage went up. It was per bolt, but that's neither here nor
I
there.
think
You're
that
thinking
is. I think that's
Eldritch
Flickering
Blast.
Ray because I do have that one as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
gotcha.
right. Yeah, Eldritch Blast, and
Eldritch
I do
Blast.
not have that one.
Got it. All right, so go ahead and you make me an. Actually, let's do this. Make me an attack roll. And you're basically making it with advantage. This is a giant. The only reason you have to make it is because it's technically a ranged attack, not a melee attack. So go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Gotcha.
Oh wait, let me unpause the game. There we go.
Okay.
Oop-a-doo.
Very nice, very nice. Let me see if I can open up my character sheet now, if it'll let me.
It's being
Open up
very
Foley.
unruly.
And then... Where are you? Ah, you were right there. I love it when it does this. It's my
Mark said the
favorite.
dog.
Firebolt, there we go.
Firebolt.
Are you gonna roll the dice or not? Thingy. Oh, there you go. With advantage, you said?
Yes. There we go. Oh yeah, yes.
Whoa.
Yes. It is a fine
Hello.
hit, sir. Now go ahead and roll me double damage because this is wood and wood is flammable.
Nice.
Wow.
Ooh!
So you fire out, the bolt lashes out, it slams into a gnarl of brambles, and the brambles incinerate and go up in flames as they ignite suddenly. And you char a pretty much about a 5-foot wide berth through this bramble mess, and 5 feet in is just more brambles. And the edges of them are smoking, but they're
I will do it again.
all right. So using this method, it's going to be very slow progress, but you can definitely start burning your way through the forest. As you move forward,
Okay.
you guys, number one, as you go into the dark wood, the moment you step across that threshold and you step into the dark wood itself, you get like a little chill that creeps up. You don't have to keep on rolling damage. Not gonna make you keep on rolling. I just wanted to see what your average damage is going to
Okay.
be. So, and I know that was above average damage, but it's good enough. Definitely good enough. So, as you're moving forward,
Cool.
as you step forward and step into the dark wood, you instantly get this cold chill creep you up the back of your neck, and it's like you're being watched. You're being judged. And you can just feel, it's not really aggression, but it's more like awareness all around you. And it's almost palpable. And every time you blast a firebolt out, there's screeches and scurrying noises, and the underbrush moves. Things leap and dive through the trees and go running, but you never catch sight of any living thing.
Okay.
So as you move forward, doing it this way, it's going to be basically it's going to take you probably about an hour to go a quarter mile. Not even a quarter mile, about an eighth of a mile actually. So
Okay,
it is
turn-
slow and grueling.
I will turn to the rest of the group and be like, anyone else have any bright ideas? This is going a little slower than I anticipated.
You're muted, Rome.
Didn't say anything.
Oh. I saw the finger move like you were pointing to talk.
No,
So
no, I
How how tall are the brambles, and like how spaced out are the trees?
The brambles are just about, I would say they go about 6 feet tall. The biggest thing about the brambles is that they're not. It's not that they're spaced out. It's that they're positioned all around the bases of the trees, and they grow up the trees a little bit themselves. So the hardest part about the situation of the brambles is that they kind of form a netted wall between the individual trees.
Okay, but how
high do they grow?
No, like, well, how high do they grow, and how far are the trees apart, like, from each other?
Well, there's no uniformity. Some of the trees like grow right within inches of each other, but because this is a dense forest, there is usually a decent amount of distance between actual trees, and so it's mainly the undergrowth that keeps the space going. If you had to average it out, you say there's at least 10 feet between each tree.
Grandpa, can you throw me into a tree?
You want me to throw you up into the tree, not actually into the tree, correct?
No, up into the tree, and I'll jump.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, saying it out loud, that was really dumb.
I'm worried about your face with the thorns.
I'm glad you worried.
It would be a very painful slam into. Let's just up you go, little goat man, and I will give him a boost.
All right. So you're climbing up the tree.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead.
He's like throwing me, and if you need, I'll do mirthful leaps and jump. So I avoid.
No, all I need really is Grandpa can easily lift you. I think Grandpa is maybe the strongest person, if not the second strongest person in the party, and so
depends on Utopia's strength.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of judging it on.
Oh wait, I don't know. I had a 15.
So yes, I do beat her.
Okay, so yeah, and you don't have any problems lifting, and Aom's, he's not tiny, but he's not huge. So you don't have any problems lifting Aom up into the tree, giving him a boost up. Aom, I need an athletics roll from you to climb up. You have advantage because you're getting the boost.
All right. 18.
No problem. So you clamber up the tree. How high are you intending on going?
High enough that I can see, just sort of like get a bit of an overview of underneath the foliage, and then I might try seeing up top above the trees.
Okay. So once you get up about 10, 15 feet off the ground, you can see pretty much that the underbrush is almost uniformly about anywhere from 5 to 7 feet tall in these patches. It seems to be taller when it grows up next to trees, and then it dies down away from the trees. So in between trees, there's like little peaks and valleys of this stuff. You also see that there is very few places where sunlight is actually penetrating this, but there are a few further out there. And you can see from your vantage point that there are trails.
Okay.
You can see that just ahead of you, probably not even, well, at the speed you're traveling, probably not even another, couple of 100 feet. There looks to be what appears to be a fairly large game trail that is cut through the underbrush and the brambles. So it's probably from larger animals, maybe deer or something larger. And this is, and normally this type of thing leads to water.
So if we continue on our path, just burning, we'll get to that trail?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're going to keep on going up to try and get to the canopy?
I'll call that down to them, just so they can keep sort of moving along.
Okay.
So there's a trail, an animal trail, made probably about 100 feet ahead. If you guys keep going, you should hit it. If somebody wants to wait behind while I just want to check up top, just above the trees. And yeah, then I'm going to go up top.
Got it. So Aeon continues to climb up. Who's holding back with Aeon?
I will.
Okay. So Utopia's going to hang out at the bottom of the tree. Aom's going to
Ow.
keep on going up. Oh, you said ow. I thought you said something else. And Utopia and Aom's going to climb up. The rest of you
I
guys?
was going to volunteer, but it didn't work out.
But you're the one
'Cause
burning.
delay.
Yeah, you're the one burning the forest.
Yeah, you're the one trailblazing.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally.
Everyone's like, literally.
That's true.
All right, so you start. Yeah. So Val, do you start continuing to burn the trail through? Yep. So Val's continuing to burn the trail through. You guys are going to go ahead and following along behind him. I take it. Shugash and Grumpak. Okay. And Aom, as you get up higher in the branches, it becomes harder and harder to find limbs that'll support your weight trying to get up into the canopy. But you do manage to get to a point where you can kind of just break through the top foliage of the tree. You're not really all the way up, but you're high enough up to where you can kind of get a good look out over this area. When you get your head out there, first off, it is still daylight, even though down here it's dim light all the way around. So it's still bright daylight outside. You can see around you that even though you've been only traveling like I said, you only traveled maybe 1/8 of a mile, and you're going down into a valley, you can no longer see the edge of the dark wood.
Okay.
You have no idea how deep you're in it, but the dark wood is because you're in a valley, so the dark wood covers edge to edge on this valley.
Shit. Is there anything out of ordinary?
It's quiet.
Oh,
No animal sounds,
There's
no insect
no
sounds.
birds, no anything flying around.
Nope.
Oh, that's a
You see something that might be an eagle of some kind, but it is way up there, circling.
Is there any smoke?
None.
Okay. All right, I can climb back down.
Okay. So you climb back down. I'm not gonna make you roll. It's always easier to go down than it is to climb up. So
But I'm just thinking jumping back over the brambles to get to the path.
Gotcha. Well, I'm assuming that Val cleared a little line up to the tree, so you wouldn't have to climb through the brambles to get there.
Yeah.
So you get down there. Utopia's down there waiting.
I didn't see anything. Nothing. At all.
It just keeps going like this?
Yeah, and I couldn't even see where we came from.
Oh. Is it night already?
No, it's still daytime.
Really?
Perfectly bright outside.
Oh. That's...
That's actually kind of really weird.
Yeah.
Going up and then right back down into darkness.
There's also another thing you notice, Am, as you come back down, because you're sitting up in the bright sunlight. Number one, the top of the tree canopy, instead of being any type of bright green foliage or anything like that, the leaves are gray-green almost throughout.
Yeah.
As you come back down, you notice that it's dim down here and it's shadowy, but it's also like the diffused light down here. I mean, everything seems faded.
Really washed out down here. Like not even just dark. It's muted.
Oh. But no. Well, I guess if there's nothing alive, there's nothing to attack us just yet.
That's the hope, but something made those trails.
True.
I just couldn't see it.
Well, let's just try and stay close to each other.
Yeah, Aom's gonna stick really close to Utopia as we walk back towards the party.
Gotcha. So you guys are moving through the forest. Val, it only takes you about another 10 minutes, and you pop out, and you come out into this about 5 foot wide, heavily traveled game trail. And when I say heavily traveled, I mean the ground is worn. There's no grass or anything like that on the ground itself. The ground's worn smooth to the point where you can see some tree roots sticking up through it. And the game trail meanders through the forest, but it goes, as you see it, to your right and to your left. and it basically kind of like meanders in not really a straight line. It's wide, wavy, but it's straight enough to where you can see a good ways down the grain trail on either side.
So, I just rolled a 21 for survival.
Mm-hmm.
I want to check to see on the trail if it's animals or people that are walking, and which direction do the footprints typically lead.
Gotcha, and that is definitely enough roll to tell that. Number one, the game trail is almost completely utilized completely by animals. You see the two-pronged hoofprints of small deer. You see some larger prints of something. I guess you might see it. Something much bigger looks, and if it's like same kind of footprint as a deer, but huge, and it's not an elk. It's bigger than an elk, actually. You also see the prints of several different predator species, everything from foxes all the way up to probably what looks to be a wolf tracks. And they're all different ages. So and a lot of them, of course, are fairly new because as things pass back and forth, they destroy the trails of other creatures. So the freshest tracks are the large hoofprints and the wolves.
Which way are they going?
Those are going to the left.
And does the left or the right, from what knowledge we have, would I know which one would lead us deeper into the forest?
Make me another survival check.
I can do that. Uh, 15.
Okay. So you basically kind of like gauging it with natural direction sense. And you kind of like, you get your bearings, and you're pretty much sure that the trail going to the left goes further in. The trail going to the right may not go directly out, but it's the most likely way to go towards the edge of the forest.
Okay. So, essentially, that would not be the path that we're looking to take.
Not if you want to go deeper in. Now, one of the things
so
you guys...
After...
Go ahead.
No. I was going to say, so after Grompox, kneels down and studies the tracks, I think it would be best if we go that way. But be on your guard. There are definitely wolves and another rather large creature that I'm not 100% sure of.
That sounds fun.
Hunts are always fun.
Yeah, I was going to say Grandpa and Sugash are probably feeling a little bit at ease here. It's not the same super lush foliage as home, but it's the same type of scenario. You're back on the hunt. So one thing you guys mentioned what you were going to try and do when you came out here is you were going to try and get Agatha's attention. Were you still intending to do that?
Yeah, how are we intending to do that?
I think I was supposed to bust my wings out.
Thought you were just gonna call her name.
Oh. Well, because the wings seem to be the thing that got, like... Okay,
I mean, it's a once a day, so if
True.
we can avoid burning it...
Yeah,
But then again, what would Utopia do?
I don't think she would think that far. I think she'd just bust them out.
So pop...
Yeah, right.
Are you going to give anyone warning before you pop out your glowing white wings?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so she's...
This is the first place you've really had some space to even do that, too.
Yeah, because the last time was like mid-dragon brawl thing, and that was barely. Well, last time was with Agatha, but before that was like didn't even mean to. Okay, so I'm gonna go like a little bit ahead
Mm-hmm.
on in the trail or along the game path, um, and just burn radiant soul is the one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do believe so.
Yep. Do I have to roll anything?
Nope.
Nope.
You just say you're doing it.
Just
Okay.
do the thing and it happens.
All right. I don't know how bright this will be, so cover your eyes. I think.
What are you doing?
The wings. She said that those caught her attention last time. So.
Okay, I guess we'll be on our guard then.
All right. I love the whole nonchalance. I guess so, maybe. I mean, I'm not doing anything else right now.
Yeah, like
Not the weirdest thing we've seen, let's be honest.
Yeah, adventure life is already so goddamn weird.
So you basically stand there and you let loose. Your wings burst forth. I'm trying to remember if they actually do light or not. Features.
I know they're ethereal.
I mean, the way she has described them, they're dark, but they have pinpricks of starlight in them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They're her wings are the night sky, as it should be. So you basically burst out your wings. There is a radiance to them, and they. Let's see. Radiant soul. There it is. Once per rest. Oh, they're ghost wings. Your wings are actually incorporeal, which means that you can literally fly through the trees because your wings don't touch anything physical.
Ooh.
They pass through solid objects for the most part, which is weird because you can still fly.
Yeah, that seems
Yep. So yeah,
magic.
her wings unfurl. Their radiance even seems to be dulled here.
I don't like that a lot.
Like the stars in the wings that normally sparkle are a little bit dimmer.
That's weird.
And you can make out, and the black is actually not as black as it should be, and you can make out individual feathers.
Oh.
So you guys are standing there staring at Utopia's wings, and Utopia, you're kind of like standing there looking down the game trail, and so as you're looking down the game trail, you see a little girl, and she's kind of standing there in the trail ahead of you, and she's kind of looking at you. And she has just blonde girl, stringy hair, kind of dirty, and a little, basically a little girl's, skiff dress type thing, grungy, torn up dress, skin knees, and she kind of just looks, a little emaciated and dirty. But she looks at you and she says, "And you came."
Yeah, I came. So where are we headed then?
She says,
I don't think this is home, is it?
No, you're home. You left your home. This is my home.
Well,
Mine and my auntie's. Did you come to see my aunties?
yes, we did.
Who are my aunties? And as she smiles, she has like crooked, gnarled teeth.
Oh my fucking god.
Yellow, a couple of them look rotted. She says, "Who are my aunties?" And out of all of her, it's the most uncharacteristic thing because she has the teeth of someone very old who has not taken care of them. And she says, "What? Who are my aunties? What are their names?" If you know my aunties, you'll at least know their names.
Auntie 1 and Auntie 2.
Why would you say that?
Did you actually say that as Grumpuck? You didn't growl it, so...
Give me a second. I'll
Okay.
let you know.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
No, not 2. You mother. fucking-
You son of a motherless goat.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So she kind of like, because Utopia's wings are still spread, and she kind of like dips under Utopia's wing and looks over at you, and she says, "You don't know my aunties." And she like walked up to you, Utopia, to look under your wing, and she kind of looks up at you, Utopia, and she says, "Why are you here?"
Why is the forest getting bigger?
It grows. It's a forest.
But why is it growing over everything else?
The big eat the small. The strong eat the weak. You don't know this? How can you not know this?
That should be.
Her father hid shit from her.
Yeah.
That's
My.
true. He did.
You
That
welcomed her home, so
Yes. So, I'm here.
She says, "I know, but why are you here? What are you looking for? Do you not know? Is that what you're looking for? Because you don't know?"
I'm not the
We're looking-
leader.
We're looking for answers.
Ooh. What do you have to trade? She kind of looks around. She's like, "What about him?" And she looks at Aom.
No.
"We've never had one of those before."
We're not trading our friend or any of our friends.
Oh. What else do you have to trade? Magic baubles, trinkets,
We do have some.
curiosities.
teeth.
That's true.
Teeth. And she kind of reaches her mouth and says, "Oh, I see what you said. I see what you said." She says, No.
They would not fit in your mouth.
You would be surprised. And she says,
That's not creepy at all.
"What do you have to trade?"
Sanity.
Why would you say that?
Company.
I have these very cool goggles that help you see in the dark.
She's like, "I see in the dark. Everyone sees in the dark." And she
They
reaches
help
out
you
and
see
she
better in
she
the
reaches
dark.
she reaches for them. She's like, "Let me see them. Let me see them."
Here.
She goes and she grabs them. She spins them around. She's looking at them. She sniffs them. She licks him. She starts gnawing on the leather strap.
Oh my god.
She says, she looks at them. She puts them on over her head and she drops them over her eyes and she says, and she's still wearing them. "One question. We will give you one question. And one day."
What does that mean?
The goat man offered us company. You will visit us for one full day.
Perfect.
We will engage in conversation.
Lead the way.
Well, if we're engaging in conversation, that assumes that we'll be asking more than one question.
We guarantee one answer. Now, are you all in agreement? It doesn't work unless you all agree. She turns to you, Grandpa. What about you?
You are interesting.
I know. And you, she points to you, Sugash. You have to say. You have to say. It doesn't count unless you say.
I follow him.
That doesn't mean you agree. You can follow unwillingly. As I think you do most things unwillingly.
You're being taken, not following someone unwillingly.
I see.
He has a point.
I see. The word player. Good. Good. Very well.
That's usually my job.
I accept the pretense. He agrees. And she points to you, Val. Do you agree?
Our eyes glow black for a minute. We do.
Ooh. You're already halfway there. She looks at Aom. Goat
I
man.
agree.
Oh, thank you. And she turns back, and you already agreed. So, follow me. And she turns around, and she begins skipping down the trail.
I will, as we begin to follow, I assume we begin to follow, I will poke my quarry, and I will just, internally, do you think this being knows what this other occupant is?
I don't know if that was your quarry says, I don't know if that was recognition, or if that was just it being insane.
Fair enough.
And she says, I can tell
We're
you
all
that
probably gonna die.
I will tell
Why
you
would
that
you
I
say
have
that?
no idea what's happening at this point, so
Because everything tries to kill us, Utopia.
I know, but like, why would you say it?
why would you say it?
Just don't say it.
It's like, don't say it. You,
You
can
can
think it,
pretend,
just
but
don't say it. Alright, so
Have
you
ever
guys
known me to pretend?
I know, but like,
That's true.
So she's skipping down the trail, which oddly enough is fairly quick form of movement. And as she skips down the trail, she keeps on looking back, and unless you guys are like kind of trotting to keep up, she quickly starts outdistancing you. And then she will stop, and she'll like, wait for you to catch up, and she says, "You act like you don't even want to go. Hurry, hurry, hurry." She's like, "What happens if it gets dark while you're in here? Have you thought of that yet?"
I can see in the dark, so I'm not that worried.
She goes like this. Now so can I! And she starts skipping off again.
I am not skipping.
You're not skipping.
I am not
skipping.
skipping in full plate armor. It's not happening.
I'm walking
Not-
briskly.
Click
Walking
clanking
briskly.
down the path. That's not happening.
So she walks she skips for about another 10 minutes. So you've covered a decent amount of distance now. And she comes skipping up, and you hear somewhere in the distance water flowing. A decent amount of it. She kind of stops and she looks at y'all and she says, "Now, secrets must be kept in order for you to be allowed to meet my aunties. The first secret is this. Are you going to keep a secret, yes or no?"
Yes.
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 He said agreed. So, she says, the first secret is you can't get to my aunties unless they let you. And she goes like, she holds up both hands in a very dramatic pose. And the brambles and trees that make up the side of this trail kind of just like slide away and open up. And there is a large path that is leading down into what you can now see ahead of you. It seems to be some kind of natural gorge that goes down and into a little vale. And she says, follow, quickly. And she starts skipping down this natural path down into the vale.
Hey, I'm skipping with her.
Still not skipping.
Walking
Still not
briskly.
skipping.
I'm just walking.
As you guys are walking down, you notice one thing. You can see the sky in some of the areas here, and there are gray clouds everywhere. And as you come skipping down this trail path, it's still overhung with all these trees and everything like that, these gnarled trees. But at the same time, there is some light here, so you can see some of the area. And as you move down the trail, and the trail's only like 5 feet wide, 5 to 10 feet wide. It varies in length. But as you move down the trail,
I said, sure.
Sure. As you move down the trail, it winds into this valley area, and you see that there's several rock steps, like natural rock steps that are formed here that go break down, and you can hear the sound of running water is much stronger, like it's echoing through this little valley. So as you go walking down, the little girls.
See anything, right?
Oh,
Just
hang on one
in case
second.
that's a thing.
Let me put that on. Let me put this on. And your vision always has to be reset. I do not know why it doesn't save your vision.
I mean, if he has the goggles, just change his character to having a dark vision of whatever the range of the goggles are, or build the goggles.
Yeah. I can't see anything either.
Hang on one second.
Aom's also still upset.
I should be able to
that,
see because I have the dark vision.
Yeah, why can't you see?
So do I. I can't
I
see
clicked on your
anything.
token and I can see.
We are on the left-hand
Got
side
dark
of the map.
vision for 120 feet.
So if you scroll out and then move to the left-hand side of the map, you should be able to see the characters.
I
It's a
still
decent
can't
size
I don't
see
map.
see anyone.
Oh, I can see stuff now,
Utopia, you can't see anything?
but I can't see
No.
me.
No, I just see rain. Oh,
Where am I?
Odd, I have to update your
yeah,
tokens.
I don't see any. I don't see any tokens.
Grandpa
Yeah, my
Sugash,
token
can
still
you
says
see?
level 7.
Yeah, I see perfectly fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Your token still says level 7. Did you level yourself up in D&D Beyond?
I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I imported again. I don't know why I didn't bring it in.
Because I just checked D&D Beyond to make sure that I updated it correctly, and
No,
it
that's
does
okay.
say level 8.
That is understandable. There it goes. All right, so you guys are sitting here walking through, and she kind of like trotting ahead of you. And like I said, as you guys enter into this open area, there is a rumble, a split of lightning flashes, and it just begins pouring down rain. She holds up her hands as she's skipping, and she's like does a little spin, and she says, "The mood is set. Come on down." And she starts trotting down, and this is a switchback trail, so it kind of goes up ahead of you and then comes back down and it's going down the slope the entire time. So as she comes down, she kind of stops, and she kind of looks back at you all, and when she stops, she says, "So, proper introductions. We must do this the best way. My aunties are not nice when you're rude." She says, you know me already. Yes. I am Agatha Gnarlroot. I introduced myself. I was polite. She says, and you all are...
Aom.
She looks at Utopia first.
Utopia Okal, formerly Aster.
Ah, and sorry, Mr. Man, what was your name again? She points to you, Aom.
Aom.
Of...
No house.
Oh. Hi, Aom of No House. And you are... She points to Val.
We are Valestein O'Call.
Yes, you are Valestein Okal. All three of you. And she points to you, Grandpa. And you and your moody friend.
I am Grandpa, and this is Sugash.
You came from a long way, yes? She says,
Yes.
All right. I will introduce you. She says, I have to go and take care of my toy. My auntie, Adelaide, is just ahead. She says, she will greet you. And she says, and my auntie Annalise will be along shortly. She says, remember, one question, one day. That was the agreement.
Does the day start now?
The days will start when you meet my auntie. So, you guys wander down the trail, head down the little S switchback, and as you come through this, you see that there is a large open area in front of you. This open area is kind of like a pit. It's an open expanse. It's about 20 feet wide at its widest, and there's a lot of like stagnant water in it. There's an old dead tree standing in it. And standing beside the dead tree, there is a bent, crooked figure of a woman. She is kind of like, she's looking at the tree. She has an old walking stick in her hands. And she looks at the tree and she says, yes, I understand, but you have to believe me. Things are going to change. It's going to get better. I mean, you're stuck in a bog, I get it. It's a very depressing way to live. But at the same time, think about it. You're a dead tree. How much worse can it get? And as you guys walk around the corner, she kind of like, she turns to look at you. Her skin is this pallid green. Her hair hangs loosely down around her, on her, the rain matting it to her skull. She has a wide, almost comically wide mouth that comes up to a V on her cheeks. She's got a long pointed nose that's covered in warts. Her eyes are like, the whites of her eyes are like jaundice yellow, and the irises inside them are bright red. And she has long crooked fingers that end in claws, and she's wearing a black dress that just hangs down on her. And she kind of like looks at you all and she says, she said you were coming. She had to go play with her toy, but she said you were coming. She says, all right. So, introductions. She says, I am Adelaide Gristletooth. You have met our niece. She says, Annalise will be along shortly. She says, what do you want to ask? We need to make preparations. What is your question? You have paid the price.
Why does this forest that you inhabit continue to overgrow the remaining forest?
That is it.
Aom's like looking at Val like, that was her one question.
I tried to word it as succinctly as possible. I'm sorry, was that not what we wanted to ask?
I thought we were talking about it. I think it's a great question. I just thought we were talking about it.
Sorry about that.
She kind of like, she crosses her arms into the sleeves of her dress, and she kind of sits there and she's kind of hunched down on herself. She's probably stooped over. She's like 5 feet tall. So if she stood up, you have no idea how tall she'd be, but probably close to like 6 foot. And she kind of looks over at you all and she says, is that your question or not your question?
One moment, please. And I'll turn back to everyone else. Okay, so maybe that's not a question. Maybe we discuss what the question is and then we ask the question. Probably should have done that earlier. But here we go.
I actually don't know what we should ask. But I think it's a fine question. Utopia?
We are going to die.
That's not a question, Grimlock.
That's not a question at all.
That's an observation.
There was a reason it was not posed as a question.
Well, all good things come to an end.
Oh God.
Hopefully
question.
not today. Yes. We can't.
muted.
I can't hear you.
But you have to go. Yeah.
So Milagros is having technical difficulties.
Oh.
I'm going to ask if we could have a break.
Okay, technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a short break. It's not the actual break. We're going to take a quick little break while Milagros tries to get this settled, and we will be back in a few moments. This is not the actual break. This is just a technical difficulties break. We'll be right back. We got her back, ladies and gentlemen. We got her back. All right, so you guys were... Val had accidentally attempted to ask the question, but Aom had interrupted him, so you guys were kind of in the midst of negotiating what you were going to ask.
Yeah.
So she goes. So as you're kind of going over, is talking about this, the old lady kind of like she stooped and bent, like I said, but she kind of like grips. She kind of creeps forward a little bit. She's shuffling her feet, and she's got one ear cocked like she's listening. But she goes over to she drifts over to her left a little bit, where there's another gnarled tree, and you see she starts dragging a gigantic black cauldron out from behind the tree, and she's dragging it towards that dead tree that's sticking out of the swamp, sticking out of the bog, and she kind of looks at all of you, and she says, "No, go ahead." She's like, question, think of question. She drags over the tree, and she pulls out she reaches behind the tree, and she pulls out a giant metal triangle stand, and she stabs it into the ground, and she's like all trying to hoist the pot up into place, and she finally gets it up, and she hooks it on top of the eye hanging down from the tripod, and she's like, well, talk.
Right.
We could ask,
And it's still pouring down rain.
the forest? Why the forest is expanding, as Val said. Where the trolls are coming from? How to stop the trolls?
That is a lot to try and put in one question.
No, I'm just saying, like, these are questions we could ask individual, we'd have to pick from them.
She walks over to a large, wet pile of wood. Oh, thank you very much for the cheer. Who did that? Oh, hey, Funky Mike, thank you very much for the cheer. That was for the biddies, I should say. We love it very much. But she walks over to this pile of broken up wood, and she begins piling wood underneath a pot.
Our task was to find a way to stop this from happening. So
I think they're going to cook ale.
I certainly hope not. I mean, I
She-
think we're all gonna.
They don't
I think
want
we'll.
She picks up a bucket from
we'd all have to
beside
throw hands if that happens.
the dead tree, and she dips it literally into the bog water and begins pouring bog water into the big pot.
Gross.
And she kind of looks over at you, is like, no, keep talking. She dips another bucket. She dumps another bucket of water.
Sugash? Milagros?
Any ideas?
You mean Utopia? I don't know who Milagros is. I mean, our Val was right. Our task is to figure out how to stop this. So,
Like we're all like whispering, and like I'm doing that like weird like cartoon thing while we're whispering. Like I put my head up. And...
Put your head and look around, making sure she's not creeping closer. She seems to be
Right.
completely occupied with setting this thing up, whatever it is.
Alright, so we're in agreement that we'll ask how to stop the forest? Or...
Yeah, how to stop the forest from taking over the rest of the... How to stop the Black Forest from taking over the rest of the forest?
Okay.
And she kind of,
We're ready.
and she turns around. She says, "Already? Huh? I thought it was
Yes, we've
going to
come-
take much longer."
We've come to a quorum.
A quorum is established. That is the means for making a decision, isn't it? She says, "All right. What is going to be your one question?"
Val?
How do we go about stopping the Dark Forest from encroaching and taking over the rest of the forest surrounding it?
Good question.
We thought so.
Slightly limited in scope, but good question. She says, "Very
Limited
well."
in scope. How so?
We
Well, you-
only get one, Val.
Well, it's in reference to it's in reference to the actual question, so I figured it might
Yes.
blend in.
So, first off, Is this the question? Are you all in agreement? You must all agree.
I thought did we just not say that we have come to a quorum?
I just want to make sure we're agreeing to the question of how to stop the forest, not is this how to increase the scope of the question.
No. It is to the question that was presented to me. There are rules and decorum.
I agree.
She says,
Yes.
Yes. Okay. In that case, you should have asked where the Mist Mother is. And she goes back to the pot.
But we're in.
She dips a bucket. She pours it in. You can have more questions. Do you have anything to trade?
How do we get more questions?
We're in here.
How about a song?
She's like,
Do you get much music here?
oh no. Why do you think we live out in this place? Music, joy, happiness. Ha! Why?
Aeom takes the scrolls off his back.
DMVC, please.
Oh, sorry, sir.
I mean, does emotional turmoil count? Is that tradable? 'Cause I got an excess of
Got that
that.
in spades.
I got an excess of that.
Yeah, I've got a bit of that as well. So
Like I got a lot of that lying around.
if you want some pain, I can give you that.
Yeah, seriously.
Pain, heartache.
Now you've got 3 people in your head. There's one of those to spare for sure.
She says, you think you have pain and heartache to give? You would give this.
What would it entail?
Well, you would promise your pain, the suffering that you've had, you would give it willingly to us. Yes.
I'd like to know what the conditions of that entail. Note that that's not a question. That is a
I understand.
request.
It's a negotiation.
As Aeom started to speak, I cupped my hand over his mouth.
It's like me drawing the scrolls like
He says,
Grompak just kind of shakes his head.
she says,
okay.
we would take from you that which is the source of pain. We would take from you the source of your suffering. We would take from you all that which has made you hurt, and we would bring it out of you and use it as a source.
Am I to understand that would mean perhaps in the way of memory? Because that's the only thing that I can really.
That sounds
You would
like
definitely have no memories of it.
Oh.
Well, daughter, that's up to you.
But that
If you-
would not be all that is taken.
Oh,
we will
please go on.
He says, if you wish to lose pain and lose suffering, she says, not only must we take the memories of those things, but we must take away the ability to feel those things. And there's only one source for mortals for those things.
It's the soul, isn't it?
It's just a little thing. It doesn't even weigh an ounce.
As someone who lives with 2 souls, I can tell you for sure that that is incorrect. It is not a little thing.
Oh.
That's your opinion.
That is my fact. As again, I live with a second soul in here. There's 2. That we are. That 1 is 2.
Aeom's like raising
She
his
kinda
hand,
like-
Grandpa's hand is on his mouth.
She kind of like she looks down at the pile of wood under the pot, and she kind of just like she hacks up like a huge, she just is like drawing phlegm, and then she just kind of like spits at the wood and it ignites in flame.
Cool trick.
And so she goes and she sits there and she looks over at you and she says, never think that even if you know you understand.
Having met something like me that has its second soul existing outside of itself, trust me when I tell you we understand.
And trust me when I tell you that you are but coins.
So you didn't mention coins.
No, you're like coins. You can be spent. You can be bartered. You can be utilized to achieve greater things. Souls are just that.
Daughter mine, we're not doing that.
Aeon puts his head back down.
She kind of like looks at you and she says, "So, no soul?"
No soul.
Oh. Well,
No.
that's...
Could I function without a soul? Aeon's like taken.
She says,
No!
She says she looks.
I step in
she
front
looks.
of Aeon.
She holds up her hands, and her arms are stupid, unnaturally long when she holds her hands over her head.
Oh.
And she says, "Look at how well I survive. I have no soul."
Would I be green?
No, you would be you. I am me. You are you. Do not try and be me.
Aeon.
You would never feel suffering again. You would never be bothered by love.
I initiate mental connection with Aeon.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And Aeon, you hear both of our voices go,
Sorrow
bad idea,
gone.
bad idea, bad
Loneliness
idea.
gone.
No. Do not make us. Do not make us.
Never suffer
Do not make us
any
silence
of
you.
those emotions
Please,
again.
don't do this.
Okay.
Don't do it.
If we
The
have
nearest-
nothing else to barter, you can't stop me.
The nearest thing you have
I can stop you.
to an emotion after this will be peace.
I want you to promise not to stop me, Val. If we
Oh,
have
no,
nothing-
no.
We
no.
cannot
If anyone-
make
no.
that promise.
No.
We cannot make that promise.
A
No.
stillness without
care for you too
emotion,
much.
without fear,
cannot
without
make that
love,
promise.
without hate, without lust, without any of it.
You giving your soul to this thing will cause us more pain.
She
You
says,
don't
"I
want-
cannot take it. I can take
Everybody
nothing
else
from
is
you."
Experiencing pain because of either what these people are doing or what the forest is doing.
But we cannot give in to. It's a bad idea. There's still more for you to enjoy. Like you not being able to feel any pain may also result in you not being able to feel any pleasure or happiness or any of that.
Yes.
She just said. It
Yes.
would mean nothing.
and then I will turn to the thing, and I will think in your brain. Can she hear our thoughts? Can she hear our thoughts right now?
And
This is weird.
she says, your quarry says, "You're thinking really loud because you're really upset. And if she just has the basic abilities, then yeah, she'd hear everything you're saying.
Shit.
All she has to do is be able to read the top."
Okay.
I'm not gonna give her my soul, but we need
No.
to find
She
something.
looks dejected and sad.
I will physically and mentally both like reach out with my pinky.
You reach out with your pinky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm a man of God. You
She's
wouldn't
like, and she looks at you. And
trust
she
a
just,
man
her
after
head
God.
cranes around and looks at you, and she goes, "Which one?"
The only no, that's not fair.
Don't
The
do
Mist
that.
Mother. And Aeom is going to, as weird as that sensation is, mentally. Fine. And pinky swear with Val.
All right.
I'm going to give it my soul, and then just as like the mind like ends, just I'm not going to give it my soul.
She says, "So, one question is, how do you stop the forest?
Yes.
You make an agreement with the owners."
Next thing is, your niece mentioned that you've never had one like me.
Yes,
What? I can't with
Not my
you.
soul.
Oh,
Your soul is encapsulated within your whole self. It's semantics,
So-
man.
Parts of myself.
I'm gonna reach over and like lean into Aeom. And she is a creature of the Fae. Her words are tricks and folly.
I'm a creature of the Fae.
I'm
True.
gonna cast silence.
And I'm gonna grab a hold of Aeom so he doesn't do anything stupid.
That's smart. That's
What
smart.
level of silence?
Level 3.
Level 3. You go to cast silence, and she literally does this. She holds up her pinky and she snaps it, and it's counterspelled.
Oh,
Okay.
She says, "Ah, that's rude."
what the fuck?
Him trying to give himself over is also pretty damned rude.
Ah,
Trying to
but
Aeom,
it's a
that's
choice.
Pretty damned rude.
But it's a choice.
can I make a deception roll
For what?
for against Grandpa?
Deception for what?
Or
Yeah.
maybe not deception, but I guess.
What are you trying to accomplish?
I want to like point at my horns.
Sleight of hand. Are you trying to do it clandestinely or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, sleight of hand.
Cool.
And then, Grandpa, I need you to make me a perception check. Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, let me see, let me see.
So you're gonna have to explain to me why it is you're pointing at your horns.
I'm just making sure that he's doing it the way he wants to do it.
So I'm pointing at my horns because I want to see if she wants my horns. I am a creature of the Fae. They imply that they want something from me.
Oh. So, you guys, right as you're like, Grandpa, he's pointing at his horns, and he's like points at his, and right as he does that, you hear roaring in pain. Just it starts out like a roar, like if you guys like hurt yourselves and you like ah, but it quickly peels off and just like trails up in octaves as it becomes that unfathomable screech of someone who is in so much pain that it is literally causing them to lose the ability to make sound or force air through their lungs. And it comes from on the other side of the ridge that's just to your northwest. It's actually where Agatha ran off to. And she's Abigail looks at you and she goes,
Adelaide?
sorry, Agatha. Adelaide looks over at you and she says, she is making music.
That's not music. I'm a musician. I know for a fact.
If
that
you're a musician,
was
then
not
you know
music.
that's music. And
It's not. It's screaming.
Look, listen to how she changes the tones. Do you know how skilled you have to be to put that right bend, that right twist, to drive the blade in at the right angle, to change
very
the
skilled at all.
octaves?
Not very skilled at all.
Oh.
It's a very clumsy thing
It's
to
very
do.
sad. And she kind of looks down, and as she's looking down in the pot, she's like, almost to a boil. She says, so, we're talking about how to stop the dark wood. And the dark wood is stopped by the owners of the dark wood. And she smiles at you. And I think you can guess who may be the owners of the dark wood.
Guessing your niece, and your sister, wife,
My auntie.
lover.
My auntie. Those words you just used do not even begin to describe what we are. And just then, she kind of
Mother,
stops.
maiden, and prone.
She kind of stops and she tilts her head, and she says, Annalise is here. She has come back.
Oh, goody.
Hang on 1 second. I don't have the right one out for some reason. Where are you? There you are. And standing in the middle of the bog pit, get over there. Why would it go over there? Oh, don't tell me this is doing this again.
Oh no,
Hang on.
there aren't two of them.
I can only see what I am assuming is the circle for silence.
No, that's
Who's moving the night hag? Rome?
I thought you were
Okay. Whoa.
I can't see myself at
It's
all.
very delayed. I think you're moving it, but it's like really behind.
Yeah, I can't move anything.
Okay,
I'm
let
gonna
me see if it'll go there.
Reload.
Yeah, I might have to reload Foundry.
so the circle I actually
Mm-hmm.
did cast Detect Evil and Good.
Yeah, I answered you in chat.
No, Val asked what the circle was, so I was. letting him know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right,
You guys were in the middle of RP, and I wasn't going to break it.
gotcha. I'm going to reset. I'm going to refresh Foundry. So if you get kicked out, you'll have to jump back in.
Now I can breathe.
Did you want to take your break, sir?
Breathe.
No, we got 10 more minutes. 20 more minutes before we can do that.
Okay.
Actually, no, you're right. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. So let me get back out on the other screen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take break a little bit early tonight. Because Foundry may be giving up the goat real quick. So we're going to let that run for a little bit and see if it can straighten itself out. We're going to take a 10-minute break, but before we do that, we're going to roll on a D20 and see if I can get which one of these minis we're going to give away tonight. So let me... Oh, Foundry crashed, so I have to get an actual D20. There's one.
Huh.
It's one of the ones I made. So
Nice.
All right, so we're going to roll a D20 and see which one we're giving away. Whoa, shit. We're giving away number 13. Let me pull up my list. 13 is a Dark Elf Wormling. And to be exact, it's this gentleman in the front row to the right of center with his arms spread out akimbo in that stance. It is a Dark Elf Wormling. It's basically a Dark Elf Assassin. And he is going to be the mini we're giving away. I don't have him printed out, so I have to print him out and cure him and everything, so it's going to take a couple of days. But we're going to give him away. Let me start the contest. All right. Ooh. As my thing attempts to crash. Let's see here. There we go. All right. The prize is a custom printed mini right there. All you have to do is type in !raffle and you'll be entered to win. Let me make sure this is coming through. Okay, good. It's recording, everybody. All right, so go ahead and keep on typing in the !raffle, and we will collect all the names during the break. At the end of break, we're going to come back and we'll make the drawing for the prize given away at break. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll be right back. It is currently 9:10, so we'll be back at 9:20. We'll see you guys in 10 minutes. All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the break. Now, has everyone put exclamation point raffle into chat? If everyone has, then I'm going to do a little countdown, and we will go ahead and see who won this bad boy. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the entries are closed. Drumroll, please. We will pick our winner. Padook. Milagros. Fountain Pen Fem. The good news is I can just open up the box and put it in with the other stuff I'm sending you. Alright, so, and remember guys, we give one of these away every single game. And we are about to open up a new game on Saturdays. It's not going to be for a while, probably about a month. But we're going to be opening a new game on Saturdays, and that tradition is going to continue on into the new game as well. So, but we'll be giving another one of these. Now, remember, next week, also very important. Next week, we're taking the week off for Thanksgiving. Okay? So there's not going to be any shows next week. The week after that, we will be back. And then we're going to take the week of Christmas off and the week of New Year's off. Now, the Twitch will be showing vacation. So, the schedules won't be up on Twitch and you won't be able to see it. But we are going to take those times off. And we may do some other things. But, it depends on how the mood strikes me. But either way, we're going to go ahead and get that set up, and we will be giving away another mini in 2 weeks on the next show. And I'll decide then. I might introduce the orcs for December, because nothing says holidays to me like a bunch of really buff warrior orcs riding wolves. I think that'd be giant wargs to the.
I have several requests.
Do you have some requests?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can meet those demands.
Thank you.
All right. So, let me see here. Boop. All right. Whoa, everyone. I brought Foundry and, I guess it shaved all the movements until I brought Foundry back up and everyone went, all right. So, appearing, standing right. Oh, wait. Let me shut this off. Complete. Standing right beside... Huh?
Oh, I realized that I can't be where I'm at if I'm still doing the action that I was doing.
Gotcha. Right, standing right beside Adelaide appears this gaunt, tall figure in this long purple dress. She is standing there, and she is got grayish skin. She is got black ram's horns that come off of her forehead and curl back and around behind her ears. She is wearing a necklace that looks like it's made out, that's decorated with fingers. She has skulls hanging off her belt, and they look like they should probably are human, but they're in all types of different sizes. And she kind of stands there for a moment, and she kind of looks over, and she kind of, her head kind of swings around, and she says, "Did they decide?" And Annalise says, "Oh yes, they decided." And she said, "And what did they say?" And she says, "They want to know how to stop the Dark Forest." And the dark-skinned one looks despondent and sad. "That's it? That's not even a challenge." And she says, yes, but it is an opportunity." And it says, fine. Be positive. She kind of spins around, she looks at the rest of you, and she says, "So, what?"
Positive.
Yes. She's very positive. She's always going on about how things are opportunities. Like, opportunities is something that, we even need to worry about. We twist fate to our own advantages. But that is not why we're here today, is it? You didn't choose to twist your fates. You choose, rather, to try and take your
No,
fate in
I
your own
suppose not.
hands. So, what can you... Who can you speak for in this negotiation? You want to stop the Dark Forest, yes? You want to stop it from advancing. You want to stop it from growing. I need to understand who you speak for.
Are we speaking on behalf of Lord Trash?
Why is that something you need to know?
Because I want to know that if I make a deal with you, it will have binding implications. How? How much do you know of what's going on?
Nothing.
That's absolute honesty. I appreciate that so much. Normally,
I didn't
you
even know
all
what
lie.
species I was
Gibber.
until weeks ago. We know fucking nothing.
She says, "Oh, I'm sorry." She says, "You're a celestial."
Apparently.
Yes, he's Fae.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Crowdy?
he was a twin-spirited. Now he's like a little walking orgy over there of different things. I don't know what the hell he is now. It's just, and these two are obvious.
Wood gnomes.
Yes, absolutely gnomes. But
Did she just refer to us as an orgy?
a
You are a bit
cataclysmic
crowded.
one. She
I've been
says,
called worse, but wow.
She says, but what I want to know is, do you represent the people of this land? Will you be able to speak for them? Will your word hold binding and merit beyond this moment? You just throw up your hands? She's like,
No, 'cause I'm
moment.
still
And I
holding
turned
on to
to everyone.
Aegon, but- like, I don't fucking know.
I mean,
I don't even know what the
I know
fuck's
that-
going
I know
on
that
anymore,
Task
so-
sent us on his behalf.
Then you
I
can
know the
speak,
Trask
because
sent us on
I'm
his
not
behalf
good
and
at
on
this.
behalf of the thing. Do we want to confirm that that's what's happening? That we are speaking for everyone in the area? Is that what we're doing?
How do we do that?
you simply state it.
That's my instinct.
Boy.
I just want to make sure that I confirm with everyone before I say yes. We are speaking for.
Adelaide steps forward and
I
she
mean,
says,
you
Sister.
were in his head more than the rest of us.
That is true.
Adelaide steps forward and says, "Sister, let me try. I've been having a good conversation with them. I think I can hit to the point quickly. If you say to us that you do, and you don't, we will swallow all your souls. If you say that you
No.
do and you do, then everything's fine because you have not lied to us. Because we have not lied to you. And such a breach of trust is beyond a breaking of decorum. It is an actual breach of etiquette. And we do not tolerate that." Is that clear enough?
Seems reasonable.
There
Yeah.
we are. So, what do you say? Do you speak for them?
That's not what we were sent to do.
What were you sent to do?
We were sent to find out what is happening.
The black darkwood is growing
And also to stop
exponentially.
what is happening.
Yes, and why? But I
So, how do you intend on stopping it?
Well, wasn't that our question?
yes.
Yes, it was. No. Your question was how to stop it. So there are a number of ways of stopping it. You could reverse time, undo everything that has happened, that gave all these things access
We've
to
had
this
problems
plane.
with time. Let's skip that one.
Yeah.
You can't reverse time.
No, we've had problems with it.
Yes.
She leans over to her sister. It's like, this may be more difficult than I thought. The night hag kind of looks at her and goes, they're just mortals. Well, except for maybe that one. And she says, I understand, but I thought they could at least... And she says, you can do one of two things. And this is the night hag speaking.
I understand the concept of reversing time.
No, let's not get into that. It gets all messy and everything gets convoluted, and I don't want to. It just no. This is what you can do. You can negotiate with us. We own this wood. We drive this wood. This wood is our domain, and we wish to keep our domain. So you can negotiate with us on whether or not we will advance. Or you can attempt to kill us, thereby wresting control of the Darkwood from us, and slowly over time the Darkwood should recede on its own. None of those were lies. But those are not the only two options open to you, because reality is not linear.
But those are the only two options you chose to give us.
Because those are the only two options that currently present themselves. The other lines of fate have not untangled themselves yet.
And what would it take to untangle those lines?
Oh. Time, I think, mostly? How much time do you have?
Not that much.
At least 2 weeks.
Which on the grand scheme of things is not a lot.
He goes, well, I mean, you don't have even that much time.
Yeah, we have a day.
Yeah,
Like
technically.
23 hours.
I mean, your next major catastrophe is probably days away.
What?
And the
Oh,
worst part
fun.
is, it's whole planets away from here.
I
Ooh.
just turned to Aom a moment.
Which
Oh
planet?
no.
She's like, oh, the spurned planet.
They didn't hear you. You whispered too low.
The spurned planet. The planet,
Which one?
the planet that the Miss Mother chose to break.
Oh, that one.
The
That
planet
one.
that broke the Miss Mother. Ring any bells?
What does that mean?
And she looks right at Aom.
Entirely too many.
It's
It says-
Kyrell for your notes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I know it's Kyrell. It's just the planet.
She
that
looks
broke
over at
the Middle,
Aom
that sucks.
and she says, do you understand that it's not beyond saving?
How can I save it?
Because when you have access to one aspect of the Miss Mother, you can have access to one aspect of the Night Mother.
Do I have access to that?
Do you believe in the Miss Mother?
Of course.
Then you believe in the Night Mother. All you have to do is have faith. Now, that's neither here nor there, however. What you want to know is, what happens now?
Yes.
What do you offer us?
What do you desire?
What do we desire? We desire to live freely and in peace and not disparage on our fellow man. What do you think we desire? We desire power. We desire a strength of position that will allow us to negotiate our next actions from a point of power and strength itself. We are not new, but we are new to this realm. You do understand what has happened, yes?
Yes.
With the
No!
with the sundering of the Mist Mother,
How am I supposed to understand?
with the sundering of the Mist Mother into two separate
right.
entities,
Sorry.
her control has been split into two different minds. One mind is still reeling. The other mind is taking as much as it can. But neither one of those minds individually is strong enough to hold back all that has been held at bay from accessing this incredible source, raw and untapped, unfettered by the other planes of existence, because the Mist Mother greedily kept us from it, only allowing those energies to come through, which were needed to sustain creatures. And she gestures at you, like you. She says, and looks at Utopia, and you. She says, creatures like you, and she looks at Aeon. Creatures who have, by their very nature, connection to other realms.
So what can we offer you to increase your power or influence?
Safety.
Oh.
Offer us a home.
If we offer you safety, will that also stop the Darkwood?
That will stop the Darkwood.
Will you take the Darkwood back?
Oh. You don't understand.
If she
You have
withdraws,
encroached on lands that were not yours.
but if she withdraws, she loses power.
He's smart. I like him.
I don't like you.
Yes, and I was not really... Never mind. She says,
You said for us to be true.
you are, and I appreciate it. She says, the Dark Wood is where it is going to be. Anything within the Dark Wood is ours. Anything contained by the Dark Wood is ours. She says, we will keep things sequestered within the Dark Wood itself.
What if you could move the Darkwood to somewhere else?
How would we do that?
You have that kind of power?
I don't. I'm thinking that they do.
They did cause it to expand. They might be able to move it.
What we did is we capitalized on your own lore. The people were already afraid of the Darkwood. We just let that grow. It is in our nature.
So if people were not afraid of you anymore, that
If people
could
were not
stop.
afraid of us anymore, we would show them what they need to fear. You don't want that
But I
to
thought
happen.
you were going to contain yourself inside the Dark Wood.
Yes.
So what would the people outside the Dark Wood have to fear?
The Dark Wood. When you can see this, you know what it is to fear. And yet, despite that, the legends will grow. People will come to us because we offer power. People will come to us because we offer answers. People will come to us because we have the ability to help them.
Power through fear, and using that power to create more fear, thus using that fear to create more power. It's a cycle.
It's a wonderful cycle. It's a natural cycle.
It's a wrong cycle.
There is no such thing as wrong. That is a myth. Made by people who are scared of the dark. And she kind of chuckles. Really scared of the dark.
make that deal with them?
Do you feel comfortable making deals with dark beings, Aeon? Because I certainly don't.
No. No, I don't.
Okay, good.
But our other option is fight,
Yep.
lose our souls.
Yep. That's basically what I'm seeing too.
Do you think you couldn't win the fight? I have knowledge that you have bested many things that are beyond you. We are but simple old crones. A bit of magic,
Why would you say?
a bit of knowledge, and
Why do I not believe you at all?
She says, because you are not a fool. But I am not saying that we would not be challenged by you, and you would not be challenged by us. But in strength of arms and merit of purpose, you should be victorious if you're right. Does that make sense to you? Does that not the logic you follow?
Makes perfect sense.
So, there is still that choice on the board.
Jotrug. Don't follow your logic. I follow balance, and you seem to break it.
How do I break it? I perform within my allotted
Power
space.
and giving nothing back. That's not balance. It's corruption.
How do I give nothing back?
You take fear. What do you give?
I give that which is negotiated. I cannot be judged.
Stop your growth, but still continue to consume fear.
Yes.
That's
Is
not
the-
balance.
That's not balance. It's consumption.
It's gross consumption.
But I do not overstep my bounds. I do not break my agreement.
Literally are.
Believe you have.
You have been overstepping your bounds the entire time you've been here in this
That
forest.
is a misconception.
No, it's
It
the
is. No,
truth.
it is. It is. It is.
Yes, I'm
Because
going to make
you
that
are considering the bounds to be the same as the forest was.
I need your night hag to make me a charisma save, please.
Sure. Sure.
This might be but terribly.
Well, this could go terribly wrong.
But I'm so ready for it.
I know, like, I'm...
Okay, sorry. Saving throw. Is this a magical effect?
It's banishment, so it does not really count as a magical effect. It's to find out if she stays on this plane of existence.
Okay, so banishment is a spell, though.
Yes.
So it is a magical effect.
I don't think the hag's advantage works on that, though.
It's all magical effects. Let's see. Let me double check and make sure.
I mean, you would have passed either way.
Yeah.
Your first roll was a 13 to 3, so you got a 16 off the bat and passed by one.
Yeah, it's just magic resistance. Any throws against spells or other magical effects.
No, yours is a 15. No. But,
Yeah, he rolled a 16.
oh.
So she had advantage.
Your first roll was a 13.
Yes.
Three.
So you cast banishment on yourself. It hits her, and she says, she kind of looks at you and she snarls, and she says, "Not quite ready to go back yet." And she says,
Let's have fun.
and she kind of looks over her shoulder, and she says, "Agatha, send it in, soften them up." And you see, coming around this corner, a huge troll that is bleeding from tons of wounds all over it. And it comes barreling around the corner, and we're going to need to roll some initiatives. Hang on one
I don't
second.
know if anybody else can, but I can't see your
All
tokens.
right.
You can't see my oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can't see the night hag or
Oh, you can't see the night hag?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that I was trying to see what the controls worked. Yeah, she's standing right there. My apologies. My apologies. I was trying to make sure that I was trying to
I see him
check
now.
controls works. Yeah, yeah. Foundry seems to be doing well. All right, so let me get all of you in this. Yeah, Foundry seems to be doing well for now.
Alrighty, here we go.
All right, so we're rolling on the initiative tracker. Ready, set. Hey, where's all my monsters?
We ate them.
Oh, I rolled for somebody else by accident because everything
were-
was moving.
You
They
rolled
were
for me.
delicious.
Well, the thing
No,
moved.
sir.
I was trying to click my monsters. You can re-roll it if you want to. If I rolled bad.
That was terrible.
I mean, I
gave
was
him a
literally
4.
waiting for everybody else to get done so I could roll.
All right. Good God, I rolled really bad.
Okay, hold on.
The only person in the world rolled worse than me was Grandpa.
I didn't roll. You rolled for
I
me.
said you could re-roll it.
I haven't. I'm trying to.
Hang on. I
It's not
got.
adjusting the turn tracker. You rolled a
Okay, go ahead.
Honestly, would have laughed if you rolled a 5.
All right. So, Rome, I'm going to count the the banishment spell as kind of like a surprise. Grandpa, you also, I'm assuming you did this when he did that.
Yes.
So,
The moment I saw the magic leave his hands,
mhm.
I canceled the concentration on the detect good and evil and
Right.
pop spirit guardians.
Got it. All right, so you pop the Spirit Guardians, and so the first person to act is going to be Val.
All right. So I will look over at Utopia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to reach my hand out towards her, and I'm going to say, "Rock on, gold dust woman. Take your silver spoon and dig your grave." And bardic inspiration at you. You've got a mode of creation as well.
Ooh.
Please take your, I believe it's a D8.
There you go. D8 Bodic Inspiration.
Thank you.
So that's your
my
bonus action.
Bonus action.
Bonus, baby.
And with my let's see, with my action, I am going to look at the green hag as I target her, and I am going to whisper with both my voices, "Your mother is really disappointed in your life choices." And I will cast Dissonant Whispers at her. So I will require a Wisdom saving throw. As soon as I can cast the bloody... Listen, spellbook, don't be a jerk.
Ooh.
Well, fine. Be that
Man.
way. Still take half damage. And that's just fine. And so we will roll the damage, and you will take half of
Whew. 10.
You will take 10 points of psychic damage.
Oh, we can't hear you, Ray.
It said she took it all right. All right.
And
So Nephili, who is going to be using the save that one in particular?
Oh.
You need to state who you're slamming it on. And it can be held for later, too. Oops. Yeah, you just gotta pick somebody. Okay, so it's going on you, Val.
okay, and what does that do for me?
It gives you the effect of Bless
this
on your
game?
next roll. Basically, your next action that's like a save
Nice.
or an attack, you get the effect of Bless.
I like it.
Alrighty. So,
with my free action, I'm gonna draw my rapier.
gotcha. Alrighty. So, after Val... Are you moving anywhere, Val?
I am not.
All
Staying
right.
put.
No problem. Sugash, you're up.
I'm going to use Chill Touch with Reaper. If it comes through. Alright, so the first attack's going to go against the troll. It's 23.
On Chill Touch, definitely hits.
So he's going to take 10 damage and no healing. Second target was Green Hag, I believe.
Nice.
Got it.
That's
No.
That should have been
Nine.
fucking 20.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Alright. So, are you moving?
Nope.
Alright. So that is on that action. After Sugash comes the Night Hag. Ba-da-boop. You know what's really cruddy about this? Their stupid spellbooks didn't come across.
Oh, I do get that now, don't I? I forgot about that.
I need fancy.
You need what?
I had to do a change of music.
Oh, sorry. Throw it up.
I did. Catching up to itself, apparently.
Got it. All right, so the Night Hag disappears.
What?
Poop.
What? What? What?
Oops. I said the Night Hag disappears. All right, so, and that is going to be all she does on this turn. So now it's over to Aeom.
Alright. I'm a punch thing, so I'm gonna punch the green hag.
We have to move over there first. But you have a billion D movement, so I'm
Yeah,
not
I
worried
know.
about
I can get anywhere.
it. You and your billion D movements.
Actually, I'm gonna go here instead if that's cool. Test it. And action surge still isn't on my sheet for some reason.
Are you still level 7, or did you upgrade to 8?
No, it still says level 7.
That's fine.
Okay, but I did upgrade my thing on. Yeah, whatever.
I'm importing right now for you, Ayo.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Oh, I'll
There we
fix
go.
Rome's
Yep.
sound. They're saying you're very quiet, Rome.
Yeah, I saw that.
I cranked your mic up. That should fix it. I am sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, hit it once for 6. Then I'm gonna do flurry of blows.
Got it?
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Oh, there we go.
Yay.
Damn.
There we go. There we go.
From one side to the other.
Right?
Alright.
It's a great D&D right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm also going to expend 1 key point for that for stunning strike.
You got it?
So I need a DC 13 con save.
I didn't touch it.
You didn't touch what?
Oh, the
The
music
music.
just stopped in my head.
Yep.
One moment.
It actually sounds like it switched to a different song and it's quiet.
There's
Wait, I
con
rolled
save.
critical on that. What the
DC what?
heck? 13.
She made it.
So, yeah, that's. But also I rolled a critical on my unarmed damage, but it didn't roll a critical.
Just double the number you rolled then. What is it? 14
So
then.
14. Yeah.
So that's the easiest way to take care of that little thing.
Perfect. Alright.
All right.
Actually, I'm going to. No. No, it's not. Okay. That is my turn.
All right. After Aeom comes...
Ah.
What was that?
Oh, that's my alarm every night to update my word count in case I forget.
But she's waiting so that she can count her notes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coming out from around the bend behind the troll is another huge figure. Hulking, monstrous. She comes stepping around the corner and kind of like looms behind the troll, but she just stands there. And now it is over to Utopia.
Yes. I'm gonna go. Oh. Yes, I was measuring. I'm gonna go next to Aeom. And I'm gonna swing.
All right.
Swing. Not gonna target myself. There we go.
Not going to target yourself. That is not a good thing.
No. No. Oh man. Okay. Let me try again.
Oops. Swing.
Man.
Sorry. So you come up and you swing twice at the green hag
Yeah.
and miss. That really has super high AC or anything, so it's just I'm sorry.
Well, I just rolled bad.
Yeah, but there's more chances coming. So after Utopia is Grampak.
So I will move to
Utopia, don't
here.
forget that you have your bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't want to use it like right away, just in case. Try to be careful.
So I'm gonna move to there.
Gotcha.
And do. I'm gonna swing over Aom's head.
Got it. You have reach.
I know.
And I'm short.
And he is short. Can confirm.
In reality and in character.
In reality and in Canada?
And in character.
Oh, I thought you said in Canada. I was like, that's wildly specific.
I'm average height for a Canadian.
He's always in Canada.
I know.
I missed.
Fire away, Frost. You missed? Go ahead.
The end of my turn.
All right. So on
I don't have a second attack yet.
No problem. And so it begins the green hag's turn. Is it a wisdom save?
Yeah, it is a wisdom 13.
Got it. So she has to make a wisdom saving throw against your spiritual guardians. Normal.
Nice.
Nat 20.
Glorious.
All right. So she saves for half. Oops, I keep on forgetting to go. Nine.
So 9.
Your spiritual guardians literally come in and start just pummeling her, and she sits there and she's getting beaten on. She's smacking the shit out of her. After they slow down and stop, she kind of looks up at all of you and she just smiles hugely, and then she disappears.
Her movement speed is half. Sir.
Yes, sir. So, Utopia. Oh, all three of you. You can all take attacks of opportunity at disadvantage. She is moving.
I have blind sight. Does that matter?
It literally states she leaves no trace of movement. So blind sight cannot detect her movement.
Okay.
Because that's what blind sight's like tremor sense and shit like that. So.
No, blind.
As much as I love hags, the heartstone that lets them go poof makes them ethereal. So the only thing that can see them is true vision, and you can't hurt them. Like, they completely just go ethereal. Like, you don't see them again.
For mechanic's sake, she didn't do that though, Rome. She used the green hag natural ability.
Isn't it the same ability as the heartstone, the dusk hag?
Green hags can literally, they have this thing called a visible passage. It's not using the Hearthstone. It says the hag magically turns invisible until she attacks or casts a spell, or until her concentration ends, as if the concentration spell. When invisible, she leaves no physical evidence of her passage, so she can be tracked only by magic. Any equipment she wears or carries is invisible with her. Is the blind sight a spell, or is it a natural ability?
No, it was a gifted ability.
Yeah, so yeah.
So blind sight is...
If it's a magical ability, it can track her.
It's not. A monster... That is a horrible fucking description of blind sight.
I love those.
Horrible fucking descriptions.
Can perceive its surroundings without relying on sight in a specific radius. So I don't fucking know. Anyways, I'm gonna hold my reaction.
All right, got it.
Also, can we talk about the creature of Nurgle that's like spawned behind the troll?
I told you the big giant hulking figure came out. So did are Utopia and Aom, are you guys taking your AOPS?
Oh yeah, I missed.
Oh, sorry, I didn't notice that. Aom, did you take one?
Yep, I missed.
Okay, so
and I missed. What the fuck is going on outside?
Wait, doesn't Grandpa get a app?
He decided
I'm
to
choosing
hold.
not to burn my
Oh.
reaction
Yep.
Okay.
because I have as a reaction ability that when anybody comes within my range, I can smack them.
Yep.
So I would rather have that than burn it at a disadvantaged attack.
Fair.
That is so smart.
I have my
Makes
moments.
sense to me.
All right, so that after that's what the green hag does on her turn, and now it is over to his turn. Boom. He comes barreling into you guys.
I need a Wisdom 13 save.
Give me 1 second. I will get it for you. Where is the sheet?
And that's the reason to save the A up.
Wisdom 13, you said?
Wisdom 13, and he's going to take 5 points of damage normally.
And he fails a saving throw.
And he's going to take 20. So he's going to take a total of 25 points of damage the moment he comes in reach.
All
Nice.
right.
Damn.
You rip into him the moment he comes in reach. And is that the end of the actions that happened to him right then and there?
Yeah, his movement speed is halved while he's within range. And yeah, he took 20 from the Spirit Guardians and 10 from my opportunity attack.
Got
Or
it,
5
got
from
it.
my opportunity attack.
There he is. All right, so he is going to do this. He has how many attacks? 5. Okay, so he's going to do 2 claw. His right claws are going to try and claw at Utopia. His left claws are going to try and claw at Aeom, and then I will roll randomly for his bite.
What's it called? I have what's it called fighting style. Where is it?
Well, first off, I'm going to target
fighting style
Utopia.
interception. So anybody that's being attacked other than me within 5 feet, I pose or not disadvantage. Oh, this is just.
Isn't it you have
okay,
to burn your reaction to do it?
Yeah, when a creature. Oh yeah, it is a reaction. You're right.
So you already burned your
And
reaction.
you've
got it?
burned your
Yeah,
reaction
I burned my
already.
reaction, Yeah.
All right. So first 2 attacks are going to be on Utopia. Boop. So claw.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Okay. Where's my damage?
You got a lot of health.
Get
Utopia.
none.
Well, it didn't give me my damage box. It says I critically hit Utopia, but it didn't give me a damage box. So what's the damage on this stupid attack?
No damage for you then.
No, I don't think
Leave my child alone. May you roll nothing but ones.
Close.
That's bad. 16 points of slashing damage from the first attack, Utopia.
From the first. But wait, there's more.
The
There's
second
more.
attack misses.
Oh, thanks, nuts.
Oh my god. Okay.
Aeom, the first attack on you
It's a
misses.
But that's on Utopia.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. hey. I'm starting to feel a little.
I think it still misses you though. It's a 12. So.
I mean, yeah.
And the next
still-
attack on Aeom.
That hits.
It just takes away my damage every single time. That sucks.
Good.
It's a good. And Aeom, you take 7 points of slashing damage. And then I'm going to roll a d6. High, it's Aeom. Low, it's Utopia.
Oh man.
And it's low. So the bite attack is going... I said high, it's Aeom. Low, it's Utopia. So it's going to go on Utopia. Boop. Boop. Bite attack. Oh, shit. Misses. He did lousy.
Yay.
Stupid dumb animal.
Yay.
All right, so that is the end of the Troll's turn. It is now up to Val.
Okay. Let's see. I am going to let's see. Okay. So I am going to spend
Gotta save that one.
Gotta say that in particular. Remember, by the way, Val, remember you have a save of that one particular yourself that you can use. And I need to know...
That's right, I do.
Beautiful wife, I need to know who that save of that one particular is on.
Let's see. I'm gonna check something.
It can't be on Val because you can't have
that
more than
kind
one
of
bless.
changes
So.
things for me a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to look at this ugly son of a bitch way back here.
Ugly son of a bitch.
That's his name now.
Some bitch.
Oh, so
So
Joe gave it to
Ugly
Val.
son of a bitch. And I'm gonna cast Chill Touch on that one.
Alrighty, we're doubling up on the Chill's touch now.
I mean, gotta do my part, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's see if I need to use the Bless. Be normal.
The troll. Frost gave Lend a
I
hand
don't
to the
need-
troll.
Well, that's completely possible. He needs it.
I love it.
Jessica, you need to tell us who you're doing the lend a hand on.
She said
She
Val.
did.
Oh, she Val. There, that's it. Oh, Frost is oh my god, he did it on the troll. I thought you were joking. Okay, cool.
Wow.
The troll has lend a hand.
And that will be 11 points of necrotic damage against the troll, and it can no longer heal.
Thank you. That hurts.
Or whatever the Annis Hag is.
Wait.
And
Did you
then
do it on the
I
troll or the
will
Annis Hag?
Look at
Val.
the Annis Hag.
Oh, you did it on the Annis Hag. Sorry, I put it on the troll.
The troll already had it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I know you already had it.
no,
I
it's on
said
the
I put it on
Annis
the Annis Hag, though.
Yeah.
So let's... Oh, wait. I gotta put positive 30 back now because I just took off another 15 because I'm too used to reducing and not used to increasing. And what type of saving throw was that?
All right, and I'm
Never mind.
for my bonus action, I'm going to look at Aeom, and I'm gonna sing. Well, did she make you cry, make you break down, shatter your illusions of love? And is it over now? Do you know how to pick up the pieces and go home? And bardic inspiration for Aeom.
Aeom feels that like surge of power. He gets that like little tingle in his hands, like yeah.
And there's no saving throw. It's an attack roll. Right.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Also, what's it called? Frost gave it to the troll because he was sad because this troll only has 4 arms and the other one had 5.
Yes, but it still gets 5
That is-
attacks.
That is discrimination, truly.
I do not agree with
And that
this
will end my
logic.
turn.
Is that a D20 sweatshirt, RJ?
Aha, got it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Roll initiative.
It's
I actually...
is it on this side? No, it's this side. So, barbarian.
That's so cool. That's a really cool design.
Legit.
Come
Yeah,
on.
the back's pretty legit too, but then the fucking hood covers my face. So
Oh.
All right, hang on one second. It is acting up
No,
again.
Ray's having technical difficulties. So.
I'm refreshing it.
Feck it.
Fack it. We got to give it a moment for it to reload, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize. Foundry kind of goes bleh. Oh boy, this is a long wait. Foundry is definitely floundering. Ba-da-dum-dum.
The fucking work the way that I wanted to.
Oh.
What's up?
RJ's hoodie.
Dirt.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Yeah, the only thing that frustrates me
I like it.
is there's supposed to be a 06 in that space there,
Oh.
and they didn't put the 06 in.
Oh, for Mad Dog, yeah.
And when I told them that, it was fucking wrong, and spent like 3 months
No, that's not it.
hounding them, they didn't fix it.
No.
So they don't have my business anymore, and that sucks for them. But it's really comfortable.
But it is
give me a
comfy.
moment.
What was the Anissa's Hag original initiative?
Open the damn door yourself, sir. That's why
I
there's
don't
a
remember.
built into the door. So you
Oh.
can push your bullshit
I don't
ahead.
think I wrote that one down.
That's
sorry.
okay. I'm gonna put. I do believe it was after Utopia, though.
Yes, that is exactly what you need to do.
Yeah,
Bitch at me,
I'm gonna put it there.
sir.
I love RJ just sassing.
Right.
And it's
I
his
mean-
cat.
Oh no, it's a cat.
You weren't
Even
fully
better.
muted, so we could still kind of hear you.
Oh yeah, it was funny.
Oh,
You were
I
chewing
mean-
out the cat.
That was great.
it's the usual conversation I
I
have
love the
with
fact
my
that the
cat.
cat answered you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a full conversation.
Yep. So Val, that was your turn. We left off in Sugash, right?
Yeah, just starting with me right now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oops.
it's Sugash's turn now.
I made Sugash invisible by accident.
I was just letting you do your thing. getting
Yep.
it all working.
Everything's set up. The Anise Hag broke, so I had to fix it. Let me give it the proper amount of damage.
I
There.
probably have to refresh because I see two. So give me 1 second.
And then I accidentally killed the Anise Hag.
Hey,
No take
Kill
back.
her. Now she's dead. And that is
There.
fine.
Rip him wrist.
Dun dun dun.
She's dead, Batman!
You gotta turn off the giveaway timer. So, what are you doing, Rome?
So
Or should I say Sugash?
this is going to be pretty much a standard for a while. With the Reaper Chill Touch.
Chilling the touch on the troll.
I mean, I can split necrotic cantrips, so one attack is 2 attacks. I might
Got
as well
it.
do
So the chill touch
Nice.
missed the troll this time. Who are you doing the other attack on? And does it have to be split, or could you choose to put it in the same one? Just do it twice.
That I don't remember. I think it's only one.
Okay. So who are you gonna put the other one on?
But it's let's see.
Well, you can only see one other target right now,
Yeah.
and the sheet should be there.
although
actually.
there's 2 hags on the map,
Oh,
I do like
literally
that.
stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, the Anna's Hag. There's 2 of them.
there's only one technically.
What's the real
I
one?
don't even see the one.
You need to refresh.
Hang
I'm
on.
picking the right
I
one.
need to refresh.
I refreshed. I see 2. One's yeah. Alright.
Yeah, one's holding the other's hand at this point.
I'm going to the right one.
Okay,
I don't know
honey,
if
it's
Go
that's-
for the
Attack
one.
you,
Go for the one that's
attack
the full portrait, not the torso.
Oh, they're both. full
They're both
portraits.
full portrait.
Oh, I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on then.
I saw the one that
Foundry's
was
being
full
fun.
torso a minute ago, and then it disappeared.
Oh, now it's moved.
So now I'm Now I'm refreshing.
Yeehaw.
17.
Hits.
So that is 7 damage. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on that over.
You're gonna cast what?
Shield of Faith?
Faith in the Shield. Gotcha. All right. So
And that is me.
and that is, oops, that is it for you, sir.
Yep.
All right. After Sugash is Zag. Let me check one other thing. All right, so I don't know what that was.
It was fucking fish talking to each other.
Got it.
Like, at first I thought it was just one, and then I realized that there were multiple involved in it, and I didn't know which one I wanted to reach through the computer screen and just flick.
Nice. Okay, I see two of these hags now.
I need. Who's? I need. Val, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Me?
What's that?
Yep.
Okay, this might be what I use the thingy for. This is gonna be fun to see how that works out. Saving throw of wisdom. Go.
Oh!
Haha!
Nice.
And natural 20.
Nice.
Motherfuckers.
Take this, all of you, and suck it, for this is my wisdom throw I have given to you.
In the name of the fuck you and eat my
I don't even know what's happening right
and
now.
to suck my dick.
It's just devolved into chaos.
Yeah, it's totally devolved into chaos. There's multiple Annie's hags floating around. People are making random saving throws for no apparent reason. It is D&D, ladies and gentlemen. D&D at its finest right now.
How are the ones from OA the ones not losing their shit right now? It's everyone else.
Kitchen chat.
Okay, so Val, you feel like someone is staring at you, right? You feel that whole prickling in the back of the neck, and you feel momentarily like you almost black out, but you shake it off.
Oh?
Okay, so
Did that perfectly with your camera.
Do I get a sense of direction as to where that
Nope.
staring is coming from?
Nope, no idea whatsoever. All right,
Okay.
so that is,
Fine.
and it's turn.
Is my camera doing the dumb shit again?
Yep.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
did
Yeah,
it like
it's going to-
perfectly.
Yeah, it's like flipping and flopping everywhere.
Am, you're up.
Okay. Sorry, I was distracted.
Pop him.
Pop.
Fucking goldfish brain over here.
Pop him.
Pop, pop.
Actually, I was communicating in my native language.
In the name of the asshole, the punk, and the motherfucker. Don't I know truth? Don't I know these bitch ass? Sorry.
Just punch him in the
Go on. Go on. Sorry.
I'm trying. It's not rolling.
Feck.
Okay. Yeah.
Noise.
I thought it said miss. I was like, what?
Yeah!
That's a hit. I'm going to use Stunning Strike on this one.
And that is a con save, yes?
Save, yeah, fine.
Nice!
Mega uber con save for a troll. Come on, forearms.
Come on.
Hit him!
Con
Hit
save.
him!
Saving throw. Oh.
Smack him repeatedly.
Damn it.
It's a troll.
No.
I know.
All right, how much damage did you do?
That's a great question.
What a jerk.
I don't think I rolled for it, so I'll roll that.
You
That
did.
would be nice.
There we
8.
go. I'm going to punch it again.
That would probably be recommended.
I thought so.
Fired. And I fired again. And I hit him. And I fired again.
Oh.
Are you going to try and do another stunning strike?
I didn't hit him that hard this time.
No. You know what? Let's just punch the crap out of the troll. I'm gonna
Okay.
spend another key point for flurry blows.
Fire away.
Alright,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
What for? God damn it.
I hear someone just turn the sound on the show. I heard Rome yelling.
There we go.
There we go.
I did 4 and 9.
Got it.
Nice.
He is not looking healthy.
We're gonna use action surge.
Uh-oh. Here we go, all over again, ladies
Action
and gentlemen.
Sage.
Ability. Ah! And I fired. And I missed. Action surge. I get to use another bonus action.
You've got your thing. You've got your thing.
But you get both attacks with your action surge.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You also have
my
your,
God.
never mind. You already.
You can technically
Oh, that
flurry
was
of blows
the worst.
on an action surge because it's a special cost item.
Oh.
It's a key point, so as long as you have them, you can
Sure.
spend them. It doesn't require anything other than you make that action. It's
I feel
why
like I should
monks
save
are.
some key points.
It's why monks get stupid later
Yeah.
levels because
Yeah.
they have a stack of key points, and it's so many
Keep
punches.
popping them.
Keep
So
popping
many
them.
punches.
They pop them like pears. All right, is that the end of your turn,
That's the end
Aeon?
of my turn.
All right.
Key points to burn, baby.
Utopia!
Yeah.
It is your turn, Utopia.
Alright, hopefully I don't roll like freaking garbage this time.
I hope you don't either. I want to see you succeed.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
You, Ray?
Yes, I do.
No, I want to believe him. I want to believe him. Leave me alone.
He threw me off a building once.
Bruh! Oh my god! Okay.
I mean, he carried you off the building and then dropped
Right,
you. To
yeah.
be fair,
To be fair,
like it wasn't. You almost
You know
yeeted
what?
yourself off the same building by choice.
But that was my choice.
are you going to hit attack, Utopia?
Yeah. Bro!
Jesus.
Even without,
The dice hate you
God.
today.
Wow.
I can't do shit today.
All
Yeah,
right.
Inspiration.
That is.
Yeah, I used it and it did.
Oh.
That's why I was saving it. It's fine.
It's so
fine.
bad. It's very bad. All right. On its turn. The Anise Hag raises their
Oh, no.
hands. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Because I need the spell.
What is it called? An anise?
Anise Hag.
It's
Like
gonna do
star
something
anise, like the
dumb.
spice?
It's gonna do something dumb.
I mean, they're fucking hags.
So it's like covered in like star anise.
And everyone there is enveloped in a cloud of fog.
Oh, it's parted on.
Everything has obscured, so all range attacks have disadvantage. And you cannot see anything if you're inside the fog. You cannot see all the way across to see out of it. And then it goes. Hides behind the rock. All right. So that is its turn. Grandpa.
Cool.
Are there supposed to be 2 of those things there?
No, one of them's a ghost.
2
The
of the
one
East
hiding
Side?
behind the rock
Gotcha.
is the real one.
Yeah.
The other one standing there with its hand in its crotch is not the correct one.
And the weird thing is, I don't see that.
Gotcha.
It's just Foundry being Foundry.
All right. So Al Bundy, we don't worry about, but the other one behind the rock.
Yeah.
Is fair.
Yes.
Okay.
For those of you who are old enough, that was a married with children joke.
Dun dun dun.
Never heard of that.
Wait, what? Ever?
It's an old show from the 90s.
It's a really old
That's
show.
when your thing comes in handy, RJ.
Ouch.
Love and marriage.
My what thing?
Love and
Blind Freddy.
marriage. Go.
Oh yeah, you don't have disadvantage.
As long as, I don't roll a fucking nat 1.
No, literally, like, what the fuck is going on?
And then he said it.
Tonight, because there comes the 20.
Yep.
Oh!
It's like 1s and 20s, man. That's been a night.
It's the name of the game.
Oh!
Why it only rolled 1, so 16 points of damage to Goro over here.
Goro.
Goro.
And I'm not moving.
And you're not moving. All right. So, there's one of these. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop.
I like that the troll's nose looks like it's kind of trying to escape the rest of its face.
It could be generating a new troll off its face.
I really liked his mullet.
God bless.
Little rat tails he's got going on.
Oh yes.
No.
So on its.
He saw like Obi-Wan Kenobi when he was like young. He was like, man, I gotta get some of
Please, I will not accept Obi-Wan slander.
those.
He looked good even with rat tail.
True.
How many people have pictures of Obi-Wan in their house thinking he's Jesus?
Probably quite a
I feel
few.
like it's a lot.
I feel like the number is excessively high.
Yeah.
A green hand extends
sure.
out from a green hand descends out from the bog water,
Oh?
and streaking out of its hand come 3 magical arrows that embed in Utopia.
Can I impose disadvantage on that? with
Nope.
No? Okay. fine.
Nope.
Oh wait, no, mine's just damage. Sorry, I always forget. I get to take a D10 off these things.
In fact, let me do this real fast. So I'm going to target Utopia.
Nice.
Boop. And bring her up. And then do spellbook. It doesn't have it on here. Okay, so you're going to take 3d4 plus 3. I do believe it was bludgeoning damage. Force damage. It's force damage. My apologies. 1, 2, 3. And you take 10 points of force damage.
Can I do my thing?
What thing?
This. It removes a D10 plus my proficiency bonus from the damage.
So roll your d10.
Oh, not bad. Better than nothing.
Gotcha. So you take 5 points of force damage.
Yay.
And that is her turn. And then the hand slips back down underwater. On his turn, since he did not have anything on him, he actually gets to regenerate.
I need a DC 13 Wisdom save.
But at the beginning of the turn, he gets to regenerate. Well, what's he have? Both of them happen at the beginning of the turn. So,
Yeah.
So he is going to do a Wisdom saving throw, which is probably not the best thing he should be doing right now. He got a 14.
He succeeds, but he still takes 11 points of damage.
And that.
Nice.
Oh my god, that was so close. He had 1 hit point left. He has 1 hit point left. And then
I'll be very, very glad that he saved, because that was 22 damage.
Yeah, I know.
Eee.
That was very, very insanely lucky, and is not something that's ever probably going to be repeated. And he's going to regenerate 10. And then he is going to once again attempt to rip and tear into Utopia and Aom. But this time he's going to try and... he's going to continue to do that. So first, Utopia. Let me target... actually, yeah. Target Utopia. Attack. And that definitely hits. It left my damage this time, though.
Stop sniveling.
7 points of slashing damage
I'll
for the first
snivel
attack.
if I want to. I'm already not sniveling or sniveling. I still lose the points, so I'm gonna snivel. I'm gonna be annoying about it.
You can't be annoying.
Unless you want me to bring back the fish popping sounds, I will happily do that again.
And he hits again.
Yeah.
And this time it took away the damage, but I got this damage over here. And that is 16 points of slashing damage from that one. So now it's going to move. We're moving the attacks over to Aeon for the other hand. Claw. Attack. Missed. Second claw attack on Aeon. Hits. And then I'm going to do damage. Okay. Took away my damage again. 2d6. Plus 4. Boom. And that is 12 points of slashing damage. And then I'm rolling a d6. Same thing. And it still hates Aeon. So I already got Aeon targeted, so let's roll it off of that. And misses! Holy crud! So this is the world's suckiest troll.
Nice.
Okay.
World's suckiest troll's turn is over. Val.
Okay.
Actually,
I am going to.
we got two choices. It's already 10 minutes past. So we can stop here since we're at the top of the round. And we can finish this fight next week. Or sorry, in 2 weeks.
No, we won't.
In 2 weeks.
Oh.
So what do you guys want to do?
I'm
This
done.
fight's probably going to take a while.
Yeah,
It
it's gonna
probably
take a
is.
while.
So
Yeah.
we might, in 2 weeks, it could just be a fun, short, finish the fight holiday episode, not anything too drastically serious, no major RP to miss. Like, I'm not keen on breaking
Yeah.
up a fight for that long, but
Well, the good news is to have Utopia's notes.
I mean, her notes in my brain.
Yep.
Yeah. Between the two of us, we're good.
And my wife wants me
I
to
mean,
order fast food.
I have a pretty good idea what I'm going to do next round.
Yep.
So now I just have 2 weeks to plan how to make it fucking amazing. So
Nice.
prepare, sir.
There. Okay, no problem.
Ooh.
I am prepared.
I mean, we're gonna die, so
We're gonna die.
Oh, no.
Can you please
Oh, no.
stop saying
Oh,
that?
no.
Looks over at Grandpa and is like, "You're
Like-
really pessimistic today."
You're really, really
We will have
pessimistic.
to have a conversation tonight, brother.
oh,
All right.
If we're not dead. Just waving his hand.
If we're not dead. Oh,
Are you sure you're not a wizard?
I'm kind of sad my banishment
Pretty
did not
sure.
work there.
Yes.
I'm probably the closest thing you have to one of those.
All right.
You're a
So,
wizard.
because you're a
Dramatic spell to use your
wizard.
hands.
So, thank you guys for being here so much. Sphinx, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Oh man! Outside of the 5 games that I'm currently playing online, you can find me on TikTok at Circle DM. On Tuesdays, you can find me right here at Dinner and a Game playing Emerald Sanctums, which is our World of Darkness open world game where I play Emrys Grant, our Order of Hermes Mage. Wednesdays, you can find me right here playing Kingdom of Mist, where I have been and will be Valestein O'Call, if we don't die.
If we don't die.
On every other Fridays on the ADH Adventures channel, you can find me DMing my game, The Agents of the Circle, which is a it's one of those. It's an Eberron homebrew game. On the Fridays where we're not doing that, you can find me on the Alex Bomb channel playing Initiatives and Intrigues, where I play Badru Kamar, who is a Issamar Bard and Cleric. And on Saturdays, you can find me playing Heroes Arc, where I play Raziel Jahari, an Asamar Necromancer.
Dun dun dun! The man works too much. Rob!
I do.
Rob, where can people find you on the interwebs?
TikTok, here, and over on the lab, which is a part of my link tree now.
Yes, everything's in his link tree. Be sure to check out the lab. They are an amazing show. They really do highlight games that do not get enough attention, and it is an amazing cast. You guys are incredible. I love watching your show.
Thank you, Ray.
No problem.
I like being on the show.
No, that's good because you don't have a choice. Because you actually run the show.
Keeps saying that to
Well,
me.
you actually run the show. You do my job. So there you go. You can't ever miss. Milagros, where can people find you in the interwebs?
Well, you can consistently find me here Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights. Otherwise, everything is up in the air until I am done with college, which is May. I graduate May 8th. So I've got stuff planned, I swear. You know, YouTube videos, definitely video essays. I want to be one of those video essay people so badly. But once I'm done writing actual essays for actual college, once I have my paper, I will be on more social media.
All right. So, yes, she is going to be much more active. And finally, Chaos Crew, Obliviously Adventurous, where can we find you guys?
I don't know. People were looking. We're kind of lost ourselves. It's really hard.
Yeah, kind of up in the air, but if you guys could jump onto our Twitch page and give us a follow over there.
Oh, yeah.
I
haven't given you links for anything.
Like,
'cause I'm terrible.
5 away from hitting the affiliate.
Yeah.
So those 5 votes in our favor are glorious.
Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna go get the link. It's my
I think I'm actually hosting you still.
Yeah, I know, but I'm posting the link so people can go give you a follow. It's my top.
Do it.
Oh yeah,
Follow
I'm sure
them.
to throw links in chat. Dagboss slaps me every time I try it.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know, yeah, because I need to make you. The only way you can do it is if I make you a blah blah blah.
Charles, we love you, brother. We're not stuck with you. You grace us with our presence everywhere.
you're-
Like, we love you, man.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Fucking helping trolls out and shit. Like, come on.
Oh, I totally forgot to give the troll the bless. I'm such a bad person. I could have possibly hit Aom again.
Your trolls are at least alive for one more round.
Milagros, make sure to note that the troll can smack me again.
So the troll can smack me again. And if you want to follow Dinner in a Game, here is our link tree. We have socials, we have Twitter, we have Facebook with 13K followers. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have found a manufacturer finally who has agreed to make dice for us. And we are placing our first order this week.
Ooh.
It is going to be here just before Christmas, so it probably won't be here in time for anyone to order anything and get it by Christmas. So it's literally going to come in like the third week of December. And probably because of that, it's going to be delayed even further. So we probably won't have anything in time for Christmas, but we are building out the website. We are going to be selling custom dice with our imprint on it, and these are gorgeous dice, folks. I'm going to be sharing some photos on the Facebook group, and in the Discord, so you guys can see what's coming. And we're going to start carrying all types of accessories. We're going to be opening up a full-on store for Dinner and a Game. If I can hack it, I'm probably going to call it Material Components, but I haven't gotten that down yet. And so, but that's going to be coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. It's going to be on the Dinner and a Game.
I kind of love that name.
I know, I love it. I actually already have the group on Facebook, and I have it as a domain, so I'm set.
Nice.
But we're going to go ahead and we're going to start doing that soon. Also, little surprise note here: we have an actual sponsor now. We are now members of Geek Grind Coffees and Tea. So if you guys like coffee or tea, they have some excellent flavors and excellent to try. If you use that link, it gets credited back to Dinner and a Game. And I do believe if your first order gets 20% off. So, and it is gourmet coffees. It is different flavors of tea, and they have custom coffee mugs and custom the cooler mugs and stuff like that. So you can go take a look at that. And anything you order, use that link, and Dinner and a Game will get credit for it, and it helps out. Everything helps out the show. So thank you very much, Geek Grind Coffee, for sponsoring us. We really appreciate it. And you guys, yeah, I know. So does anyone have any suggestions for who we should raid?
The Grouch Coach and UST are on.
UST. We haven't rated UST in quite a while. We rated Grouch Coach last week. So let's go give UST a little love. They're playing Smite. All right, so guys, we're gonna go raid UST. They're another streaming channel, and they have been on some of our shows, and so we really appreciate them. We're gonna show them some love. Be sure you let them know Dinner and Game sent you. If you have not followed them yet, give them a follow. It's what all creators need to help grow their following. And also remember, if you have not followed Obliviously Adventurous on Twitch, please go do so. We would greatly appreciate it. And remember, we're giving away those prizes right here. When we get 1K, we're giving away the book set. When we hit 1K on TikTok, we're giving away the Wizard's Tower. And every week, we're giving away a new mini at break. So, follow us, follow them, be wonderful to each other. We love you all, and we will be back here in 2 weeks to finish up this battle, and we will be back 3 weeks after that, and then we'll be taking a 2-week break for Christmas and New Year's. So, everyone, have a wonderful night. Be safe. Wear a mask if you can. At Dinner and Game, we always save you a seat at the table. Stay healthy so you can come back and join us at the table week after week. We love you. Bye. And we have rated UST.
Huzzah!
Cheers, motherfuckers.
Man, I'm never gonna catch up to Fox.